It's really hard, this game, because it's so nerve-wracking, because obviously the stakes are so high. But we're talking about next week, if you're in it, you can leave it all out there. And we're talking, you might be a little bit dirty even.
You don't worry about pushing to the edge grand final
Exactly. You don't
day.
worry about missing weeks. This game is so nerve-wracking for the point of you think, geez, if I just hit somebody a little bit high accidentally, I'm going to miss a grand final.
So the bump that Franklin puts on Malcheski, you can do that grand final day.
Oh,
you push that to the line.
Some.
You can't do it tonight because you miss a grand final. The bump that Chapman put on last week, you do that grand final day. You can't do it tonight, but you've got to be ripping in still.
What you find is a lot of players can play that way. They're thinking about next week, and it is the wrong thing to do, but you've still got to be careful with it.
So the nerves are jangling all around the MCG. Final selection, Goody, who are you going for?
I'm going for the Cats by a goal.
Moons?
Hopefully the Cats, but Hawks should win.
Derm?
Hawks. Goal for the first 3 quarters and blow out a bit at the end.
Thoughts of curses and streaks are forgotten, but the magnitude of this game is not. Listen to the roar around the MCG, and unbelievably, Brett Roseberry has started it with a miscued bounce.
Taylor.
So you'll have to restart with Bailey and Vardy climbing into each other, and Vardy wins the first tap. Down in the Steve Johnson direction, there's a bit of holding the ball, lightning free kick, played against an injured Brad Sewell, who gets up clutching his wrist. Quick kick from Steve Johnson. The Cats swing into action. Lonergan's run down from Franklin. Handball sloppy. Josh Hunt fumbled, and the Hawks are able to prevail. Lewis is able to work the ball with some good handball. Gunston got involved a couple of times. Good pressure on Franklin. Got the handball away. Bailey slams it out to the wing, and the race is on. The speedster Isaac Smith gathers and bounces it up to the 50. Met by Guthrie for the Cats though. He's hemmed in by Bruce, but he's audacious enough to swing it to centre half back to Josh Hunt, who wants to keep it moving, and his exit plan is a pretty good one. Steve Johnson marks. He could have gone short to Podsiadly. He hasn't yet. There's a minute gone in the opening term. Friday night preliminary final footy. Shocking kick from Johnson. Gave it straight back to Rioli, so the Hawks can advance, although the Cats have got plenty of numbers back.
So Cyril's going to go short and sideways. Lewis got it still well inside the centre square for Hawthorn.
Already an injury, boys. Saul's just come off. His finger was out. Just had it pop back in.
So already you see Geelong put extra numbers back.
Lewis up inside the 50, and one of those numbers, Steve Johnson, got back there and took the mark for the Cats. So Johnson going to go out wide. Podsiadly takes the mark, left half back. So a few nerves early here at the MCG, and there it is on display again as Podsiadly puts it out of bounds on the full. Hawks will take the free.
Selwood on the mark. Shields will take it. Shields is the player. He looks to have that job, that assignment of the press on Selwood.
Okay, so he's got the footy on the southern side. The umpire says you've taken long enough, and he had to run around Selwood, which he did. Brushed him aside, and then a very careful pass to Franklin, who takes the mark, turns instantly and drills it to Hale, but they're only a little closer. 60 from goal, same again, good kick. Gunston's on the end of it. Cats won't like that. And this is Hawthorn with that careful kicking into the 50 we saw so evident 2 weeks ago.
Good, he's spot on, Hutto. We saw this against Sydney, didn't we? They were patient with their ball use, opening up that forward 50, 35 to 45 out.
Yeah, they're extremely well drilled. You can see it again, just like they did against Sydney, opening up that spot between 40 and 50. The other thing you can see with Geelong, they're going to try and attack the corridor. You can see that right from the outset. They've missed a couple of kicks.
He's still testing for distance.
It's 51 and a half. It's straight, and it's got the journey. And a mighty good start for Hawthorn. They kicked the first of the preliminary final for season 2013. And on the SEN TAC scoreboard, support the drive to Wipe Off 5 at wipeoff5.com.au. It is Hawthorn with the lone goal so far.
One thing I want to talk about the matchup with Lonergan and Buddy. I think with Buddy, he looks at Lonergan and goes, you know what, I should beat this guy. I'm better than this bloke. But it's just not happening. For me, he has to use his best asset, and that is getting up the ground. Taking Lonergan out, which creates space inside their forward 50. And if you run him up, and he has got a good engine, Lonergan, but run him around. Just play a whole different game, because it hasn't worked for Buddy, what he's been trying to do.
He's got a really good engine for a bloke 6'5" and a half.
But nothing compared to Buddy.
Franklin's extraordinary in that area. I agree with you. It's almost the Wayne Carey syndrome against Jakovic. He's insulted.
Restart back in the middle. Lewis's handball went straight to Lonergan. His kick went straight to Hodge. Fumble, got the quick kick away. And Guthrie almost took the mark. Here's Bartell under pressure. Handball away. Christensen picks it up. Free kick. Advantage. Christensen up inside the 50. Hawkins couldn't get to that late back there. Took the mark. Cross to Guerra. Guerra safely takes it on the chest. Got a bit of contact afterwards, so nothing doing there.
Yeah, he acted that one out.
This is what Geelong are doing well at the moment. They're going to one-on-one all over the ground. It's the best way to stop Hawthorn is not allowing these type of marks.
Well, see that? Stratton came up, Mackie falls off the back, and they're going to have more short kicks tonight than any game they've played this year.
Sewell takes the next one along the line, just behind the wing on the members' side. Bases appear to be covered. Some uncertainty. Does he go back? Yes, he does. All the way back to Guerra. He lets it bounce, so that's not a real problem. Has to change direction, though. There's plenty of Hawks for him out on the southern side. Isaac Smith going to do a fair bit of space. Takes the mark, gallops away. That careful kicking style. In short to Burgoyne, who marks. Now swings back into the middle. He spots up Gibson, who's advancing through the centre circles. He, for a moment, looked impetuous, decides, though, to calmly pass it across to Sewell, who decides to handball to Mitchell. Bad decision. Off the ground goes Mackie. Varco paddled it beautifully for Mackie, who fumbled at the crucial moment and allowed Mitchell to soccer it back to Guerra. From the wing, the stand start. Hawks the only goal in the Rioli direction. He marks. He's 60 from goal. He doesn't try anything fancy. Goes short to bring Hill into the game.
Geez, they're possessing the ball like you wouldn't believe.
27 disposals to 11. Tries to hit the hit-up pass. This time Duncan. Courageous. Hurt, though.
That'll hurt both of them. Rough head as well.
Okay, so get back to that in a moment. They're both still down. The ball is going to be bounced 40 out from goal.
Geez, 6 Geelong trainers have just run out to Duncan. He looks the worse off. Coming straight off Duncan.
Goody.
Ball up.
There's the palm down. Hale got it. Rioli is lurking, but Harry Taylor able to find the handball backwards to Stokes, who goes to the clearing kick out to the wing. It's Lewis and Barco. Barco one-hander, couldn't take the mark. Duncan gave away the free. Not there. And Lewis is hurt. Ball out towards the boundary line. Guerra will be taken over by Stevie J. We're going to have a throw in. Lewis looks hurt.
ERN Business Energy stats. Hawthorn 15 short kicks to Geelong's 4.
15 marks.
It's really interesting to watch the Geelong midfielders. They're actually taking an aggressive position in front when Hawthorn have got the ball, trying to just cut off all those short passes. They just need to keep chipping away at it.
Steve Johnson confronted by Lewis, back in the thick of the action.
Why did he go back in?
Don't know.
And holding the football, Lewis is going to take the free. He was dazed just moments ago, Lewis. And he's won himself a free kick on the wing. 1 goal Hawthorn. Cats hit the score.
Same tactics. Swings it backwards to Gibson as they are going to try and change the avenue of attack. Perhaps to the outer side.
If you're Geelong, you just can't allow this. This is exactly what Hawthorn want to do. They want to chip it around and take marks. Geelong right now are playing horrible football.
Burgoyne to Hill, who has it on the logo, southern side. A little bit of uncertainty this time. He's not going to chance his arm. Swings it to Gibson and Guerra. Guerra takes the mark. Now here's Puopolo to lead hard on the point of the square. He decides to have a crack and he keeps it low and down in the direction of Rioli at his bootstraps. He got it to Bruce. He's caught without it. Back it goes to Rioli. Now Kelly has an opportunity and Mackie slams it on the boot. Terrific kick. Bounces just inside the chalk and we'll see a throw in about 70 metres around from Hawthorn's goal there. They've kicked the only goal this first term for Pickles Auctions, Victoria's largest auction group.
They really are going to try and control this game with the ball, aren't they, Hawthorn? They're not going to give any time for Geelong to actually use the ball themselves.
The way this is going to be more than a 6-goal belting.
So back into play. Smith knocks it forward. Hale takes it and puts it onto the boot. Goes to full forward. It's a tumbler towards goal. It might just tumble through for 1 point. It does. And a minor score to the Hawks. 1-1-7 Geelong. Yet the score. SEN TAC scoreboard. 7 minutes in CompuStore clock.
Just a quick one on Duncan. He's been given the all clear. Very woozy though.
And almost the mark taken by Sewell on the kick, and he's tackled brilliantly by Bartel and holding the ball.
Gee, that was red hot.
Yeah, that's a couple of red hot ones, isn't it?
Goody, just quickly, when you're in the coach's box and you would have said to your team, don't let them take marks. They've taken 20 marks already. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I don't mind the positioning of Geelong mids. They're taking an aggressive position in front, but the defenders are just dropping off too quick. And it's
falling off the back of the lead.
Yeah, they're falling off the back of the lead. That's the one that's killing them.
Bartel to Cora to Stokes, who shocking short kick, but it's going to be made to look
work out
by Varco, who's played some very good football so far. He had to rush the kick into the 50. Didn't do any favours for Motlop, but he made it look good. Gave it to Blitzarves. He didn't want it. He gave it to Christensen, whose kick is smothered, and Isaac Smith helps it over the line and out of bounds. A little bit of uncertainty among young Blitzarves there.
Burgoyne going to Motlop. Magnificent matchup, that one.
So 35 metres around from the Cats' goal.
Bit of talent in there, Moons.
First real opportunity to score. In it comes. Doing the roving work, Christensen. He was wrapped up in the tackle. Trying to get the handball out.
Oh, they're going to do it
and
again.
See you later.
She's hot on it tonight.
Overcorrection from last week, I reckon.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, we've got, 3 of those now. if they keep it like that, we'll cop it. And the players will cop it too, as long as there's consistency.
That's a Guerra's kick, and good work. Stratton just knocked it out of Bartell's arms. It'll be Josh Hunt to pick it up. Got the handball back to Jimmy Bartell, who goes inside the 50. Paul direct the kick again, gives him back there to chop it off at half back for the Hawks.
It's been a big win in the back half for Hawthorn so far, and their key defenders are taking marks at will at the moment.
Mitchell tries to aim up Burgoyne, and he does it successfully. Back to Mitchell, gallops out of half-back. Handball to Hill, about to be pounced on, and he's gone. He's played it too high.
That's lucky.
That's a bit stiff.
He just got caught in the headlights there, didn't he? A young fella playing his first really big game.
He wasn't super bad in the headlights. He actually kept moving.
Wasn't too high, boys.
He's going to pay 50 now against James Kelly. They better be careful, Geelong, or they'll give up a goal here.
I'm sorry, but there's no way that was too high.
We're going to look at it here on the Chemist Warehouse replay, Rowan.
We're seeing the...
Okay, now the 50's worth it. There's a jumper punch from James Kelly. It's actually a ripping jumper.
It was a good one.
So Hill's a bit unsure of himself. He's on the 50.
He's up the ladies' tees, mate. He's got to pass off.
Well, he wants to give it to Birchall. Birchall didn't know. He's passed his umpire, says not 15. He goes short to Puopolo. Tight angle. Within range of goal, but a tough kick from there. He'll look
defensively, Geelong I think they look all at sea at the moment, the way they're going man on man.
Top of the goal square. Hale's deep, and he's marked it! Oh, he came from nowhere to take that mark.
Gee, that was poor by Blitzarves.
He did not have the prime position at all. And what a start for Hawthorn. That's a Glenn Cameron group mark of the night to David Hale.
Blitzarves body checked him and then allowed 3 steps after the body contact for Hale to make to the drop of the ball. You got to body check him.
He was stuck under the ball and just got completely outmarked. He should have punched himself.
You got to body check on that last 3 steps towards the drop of the ball.
So we know how important accurate kicking is in these big finals, and Hale,
I reckon he's pulled that.
He's missed that by a mile in the end.
He's done a mooner.
Boys, I reckon Chris has got to be fuming with that, though. Geelong just looked like they started to get into the game, and a silly 50, and it puts Hawthorn right back inside their forward 50.
That was actually worse than yours, mate.
Simon Goodwin, our analyst for Midas, trust the auto service experts. 1-2-8 Hawthorn, Geelong yet to score. Cats try and bring it out of defence, and they're assisted by Roughhead, who accidentally socks it over the line and out of bounds on the full.
The move that I do love from Geelong, Bartell is now playing a bit forward, basically playing on Hodge, so massive contact.
Trying to get him to follow him into the midfield.
So here's Selwood, sends a high ball to the wing. Blitzarves couldn't take the mark. Bartell goes after it. He's been wrapped up in the tackle, unable to get it out, and the umpire will come in and ball it up right on the wing.
Just watching these two bulls basically go head to head will be the matchup of the night.
Vardy got the palm down. Blitzarves tackled by Hale. That's going to be close to gone. If the other examples are the ones we're going on tonight, handball, Murdoch out of that congestion.
Free kick
going away. The Cats, high contact again. Blitzarves will take it. So he's just between wing and half forward for the Cats. He's going to thrust it inside the 50 or go sideways. Bit of indecision. He's going to go the short option. Mark has been taken by Stokes, and he's got it still kicking a half out from goal.
Surveys the options, doesn't like anything short, so he does bomb to the
Gibson
congestion. Big fly from the side for the Hawks by Lewis. No mark there. Lake's there also. It squirts back to Lake. He's cornered. Can't get out of there. It's all happening on the ground about 30 metres around from Geelong. Free kick. He's plucked out a Geelong ball out of that. I must admit.
That's off the ball.
Stevie J.
Okay.
That's off the ball, behind a metre or 2 behind where the ball was at.
It's Brian Lake, I think.
It's against Lewis.
I think it was Lewis who drove the elbow into the throat.
Yeah, and that's a metre behind the ball. Stevie J's given it a little bit of a start, and the retaliator gets caught.
From 40 metres, hang on.
50.
It's a 50.
Against Lewis, he argued the toss with the umpire, and he would be arguing right now, didn't you see the first one? And the umpire says, no, I didn't.
Steve Johnson says, did you see that one? It's right through the middle. And Geelong are 1 straight 6. Hawthorn are 1-2-8 as the nerves settle a bit at the MCG. Preliminary final night, 13 minutes in the opening quarter. SEN TAC scoreboard. Support the drive to Wi-Fi 5 at wi-fi5.com.au. Hawthorn 1-2-8, Geelong 1 straight 6.
Clarko would be absolutely furious with that, I reckon. Absolutely furious. Geelong didn't look like scoring in the first, 13 minutes into the game. They don't look like scoring. He gives away a free behind the play, and then the 50. That's the sort of stuff that loses preliminary finals.
It's a good result for the Cats because Hawthorn have outplayed them in this opening 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
And they're 2 points up.
16 more disposals.
I just saw what the 50 was for, and I'm telling you guys, it's disgraceful.
So we're back in the middle again, and Bailey wins that one decisively, then kicks it off the deck and gets it to half forward for Hawthorn. Josh Hart, he kicked it off the ground. He kicks to half forward, but gives him back there to take the mark for the Hawks. Something's going to just change direction. Oh, poor kick. Podsiadly picks it off. He's outside the 50, Podsiadly. He goes to the forward pocket, and Motlop takes the mark. He's intent on playing on. Handball, Stevie J. Goal. Goal to the Cats. They kick their second. And they go to 2 straight 12. Hawthorn are 1-2-8. And we'll get that one at Chisholm and game and goal of the night.
And we talk about momentum in our game. Hawthorn had all the momentum, and this is what you're probably talking about, Goody. This is where a coach, this is where you must pull your hair out. And I know Dermy and I, we probably made the coaches pull their hair out a little bit with some of the stuff that we did.
Mine ended up bald,
but just all of a sudden, the momentum now has swung on the back of that silly free kick, silly 50, and now Geelong have got 2 in a row.
Yeah, exactly right, Moose. And that's what you are actually talking about. Momentum in footy is such a big thing these days.
It's what you do when you have it and what you do when you don't.
And they've had it for 2 minutes. They've kicked 2 goals. Hawthorn had it for 13 and kicked 1 goal too.
And a big confidence boost for James Podsiadly too. Out of the middle, the tap down came Corey's way. Duncan flying through, hard to grab it in, and in the end he was tackled. And the Hawks get it from Guerra, and they get it off nicely to Franklin, who bombs inside the 50. Bruce first out to meet it. He's caught high. Play on, the umpire said on the slide. Crowd disapprove of that. Quick kick away from Guthrie was intelligent play towards the line. Gunston and Selwood, interesting decision to keep it in by Selwood, not sure why. Hodges caught, dropped it, play on. Franklin's caught, he's taken over the line by Motlop, and also Blitzars. And the umpire, the field umpire says to the boundary, it's over to you. 2 straight 12 Geelong, 1-2-8 Hawthorn. For Pickles Auctions, Victoria's largest auction group.
You drill down on the momentum thing. The momentum's on the scoreboard, but one's a turnover kick at centre half back, and the other's a free kick by grabbing a bloke too high.
Franklin got it away to Sam Mitchell. Had to really squeeze the kick out towards the boundary line. It goes out 45 metres around from Hawthorn's goal.
So I don't see the momentum swung in game play. It's No, I suppose pressure, but there wasn't really pressure. It was an errant kick by Gibson.
More the mindset, I reckon, do.
Yeah, it's momentum change on the board.
Yep. Ball back into play, and Vardy knocks it back over. We'll have a throw in again.
Contested possessions for ERM Business Energy, 20 to Geelong, 10 to Hawthorn.
Just looking at Franklin's, he's had the 4 ERM Business Energy stats, but he's getting him up the ground. It's exactly what he needs to do. Empty out the forward line and get his kicks up the ground.
Well, he got the palm down, taken by Hill, who sends a high ball. It's up inside the 50. Hale takes it again. He was able to guide it down with a one hand and take another ripper.
He's a bit long for when he stretches up for Jared Rivers. And he holds him off the drop of the ball for a start. So you've got some tall timber down there. Lonergan's down there, Rivers and Taylor down there. And none of them could make the drop of the ball. And it dropped within a circle of diameter 5 metres of all three.
Taylor completely misread it in the end.
Another Glenn Cameron Group mark of the night as we watch Hale move in 45 metres out, and he slams this one through, and the Hawks have kicked their second goal. SEN PAC scoreboard and take the lead. 2-2-14 Cats, 2 straight 12, 17 minutes in first quarter.
I mean, there's some elementary decisions being made. The Gibson kick across half back. The Selwood knock on to keep the ball in down here was weird.
Yes.
From such a professional player, he knocked it on without looking to who was ahead if he kept the ball alive, and it was Hawthorn.
You still feel that in general terms both teams are still settling into the flow of the game.
They're just sparring at the moment.
But tactically, Hale on Rivers is a big result so far for Hawthorn.
It was that tap on one of those, if he hit it out, it would have been deliberate. So he had to make contact with it somewhere. He just tried to hit it down the ground, but in the end, straight down to Luke Hodges.
Gunston has been picked up now by Rivers.
Centre bounce, and it was Bailey first hands, Mitchell second, Bartel came through. He couldn't take it with him. They scrambled for it just outside the centre circles. Bailey tried to fashion a kick away. Stokes has a go at it. And it goes out to the wing. And now the race is on. And Hill can use his pace. He'll get there first. Duncan to try and close him out. Hill showed him the ball and decided to go backwards 20 metres. And found Burgle and camped in the right spot. They converge on him, but he's got the mark.
You see, Guerra comes up. And Geelong now are aware that they will honour these shorts. Yep. And it spreads Geelong up to that target player, so it makes a little bit more space behind.
Short to Lewis, and then Over to Mitchell. 80 from goal, they advance.
Big Max is...
Yeah, he's pushed forward.
Vardy's got to get with him. Oh, that's slack.
It was a beautiful pass to Bruce, and he's able to hang on the third bite.
There is no perfect player in the comp. Joel Selwood goes pretty close as a midfielder. But when I say there's no perfect player, he was reading the long ball in, as Hawthorn have done, really, on 11 previous occasions against the Geelong defence.
He lays it off to Guerra, and that's a great strike for Hawthorn. Brent Guerra lands the bomb, and Hawthorn now lead by 8 points. 3-2-20 the Hawks, 2 straight 12 the Cats. Chisholm Gaiman, goal of the night. And it's a super goal, so 9-4-2-9, 11-16 will take the 18th caller through to win 2 bottles of wine, thanks to Wine Brothers.
Goody, how disappointing is it from the coach's box when you would have spoken about all week, this is a lead-up team. They want to hit these 25, 30-metre targets, and every single Geelong player is playing from behind.
It'll be extremely frustrating for Chris Guy up in the box. You just imagine what he's saying. But you've got to commend Hawthorn. They're just continuing to pick it off. Well, they're having a go at it no matter what.
Margin 8 points. We're back in the middle again. Sam Mitchell first to it. He's able to get the handball out. After it there is Stokes. He couldn't pick it out. Shields is after as well. Murdoch just overruns it. And Hodge got some high contact. Free kick for Luke Hodge.
Young Murdoch ran over the footy then.
Hodge goes short. Now got Berger on. It's going to come back.
Gee, it's a very defensive mindset by Geelong, Goody, but they're actually playing too far off the back of their opponents.
He's going to switch
this moment.
Here, Hodge. You'll come across to the members' side for Guerra, who takes the mark left half back. He's just going to chip it short as well. Isaac Smith's got it. So just controlling the football at the moment, Hawthorn.
Geelong should be thinking, if I get beaten over the back, well, so be it.
Yep.
I will not give up a short lead.
So Smith is going to send it long now. He goes to the members' side wing. Guns to make good position. Double fisted punch.
This is what happens. If they kick it high and long, someone will come over the top third man. There's always someone close enough to do that. So you've got to say, I'm going to play my man 2 metres in front, 3 metres in front. If they get me over the back, well, so be it. But it's very rarely going to happen.
Throw in again, the ruckman lock arms, tapped from Hale, gathered well by Stokes off the outside of the body into the middle, coming through Steve Johnson. He mastered the situation, brilliant hands to Stokes, to Corey. Murdoch's got to go this time. He went and he dropped the mark. He leaves a bit of a space for Motlop, and Motlop came flying through. Oh, he's a sight to behold, Stevie Motlop. What a goal. What a young star he is, and the Cats back within 2.
The way I see it, Goody, is Hawthorn probably have most bases covered in this game, but there are situations for league football that you say that's a 50-50 or a 70-30 chance for the defending team. Stevie Motlop is, I think, the one player more so than anyone else in this final series who's capable of making a 30-70, and he's the 30, into a 100% win. That was one of them.
He's a fantastic player, and you just saw him get up at this contest here on the wing, and their ability to spread back to goal. You know, Murdoch and Motlop was outstanding then.
So 20-18 in favour of the Hawks. We're back in the middle again. Hale got his hand to it, and then off the deck goes Sam Mitchell, gets it to half forward. Bruce there, Mackie went off the deck, and then Duncan just cleaning up Isaac Smith. The Cat's able to clear it, but Virgil's got it covered. He's behind the centre circle.
He's a bit out of his depth.
Yeah, right now he's had 2 fumbles and just been outmarked.
And Virgil kicks to Lewis. Taylor got there with a spoil. Waiting down was Mitchell. Got the handball away to Hill. He was able to edge away from Rivers with ease. Handball away to Isaac Smith. His kick has been smothered. Deflects. Comes to Hale. Bruce kicks it round his body. It might float through. It's not touched. Play on. Now it's touched. It is touched as Riola trying to scramble onto the boot.
Gus was trying to appeal.
There was a big hole in there too.
So 1 point is the result. Hawthorn 3-3-21. Cats 3 straight 18. All this action with thanks to Pickles Auction this opening quarter.
Gee, it's a big Hawthorn crowd, isn't it, tonight?
Absolutely,
it's massive, particularly down at the city end.
And they've all got Derm's photo.
Yeah, they have. They all came before the game.
Oh, I got $1 each.
Harry Taylor's going to bomb it out to the wing. Gibson in best position, but Podsy Adley was able to drift in unimpeded. Lays it off to Kelly, tries to create something forward, and he finds the lumbering Hawkins, who didn't look impressive, but he does take the mark. He's between wing and half forward as they travel the southern
Hills
side.
followed Motlop.
Oh, he tried to pinpoint and he's kicked into the man on the mark, and Late's able to run away. Gave it to Franklin. He fumbled the handball. It's a problem when Buddy's up there. It comes back to now to Piopolo at centre half back. He wanted to get rid of it too quickly. Duncan stole the march. Just tried to angle the kick in short for Motlop. Too cute. And the ball's gathered now by Birchall, who can swing it across the defensive lines and find Guerra. They can pinpoint some holes in the Cats' defence. Kicks out to the wing, and Shields has got time to gather.
He gathers now, and he's just going to go short to Isaac Smith right in front of the interchange gates. On the member side, he brings it back inboard again. Mark has been taken by Bailey now. He's too far out to score. He's back over his mark. He's going to go short. Rioli is coming. Couldn't take the mark. Ball hits the deck. Piopolo gathers. He kicks it. There's a vacant goal square. It's all about the bounce here. It's bouncing the wrong way. We'll just sit up. Nottingham will get back there. Last line. Handball away to Bartel. Bartel now with the clearing kick. And Christensen takes the mark at centre half back.
They're going to have to run from behind here. He's got very few numbers ahead of him.
Goes short across the ground to Murdoch, who can go to Podsy Adley, but a Chinese checkers from the Cats now. Their turn. Blitzsale's on the wing. He's certainly got the height advantage on Hill, but be nervous if it hit the ground. So he goes longer than that to the more experienced player in Corey. But he dropped the beans just at the crucial moment. He kept it in. He'd be hoping it goes out now. And Lake helps him achieve that, although he's right on that boundary line, and it is now out of bounds on the southern wing. So let's check the score. It's Hawthorn 3-3-21 from 12 inside 50s. Geelong 7 entries, 3 straight 18. Hawks by 3 at the 25-minute mark. CompuStore clock.
Ball back into play. Here's Bruce getting the handball away. Wasn't effective though. Duncan is able to gather it, crafting a handball. Away to Christensen, who gets it on. Now it's going to be Harry Taylor. And Taylor's going to pump it up inside the 50 for the Cats. Barty's likely here. He doubles back, couldn't take the mark. Hawkins doing the roving work. Got the handball away. Lewis almost. Hawkins gets it back. He got a handball away to Corey. Now to Steve Johnson, who's going to try and bend it round his body. Stratton, great smother. At the flex away to Hill. Hill can't quite pick it up, a fumble. He heard Murdoch coming and fumbled it over the boundary line, and we're going to have a throw in.
That should have been pretty good, Hill. He's had 7 possessions so far on the ERN Business Energy stat sheet. You know he's not a big, heavy-bodied player, but he's actually run pretty well to most parts of the midfield.
Good contest in the ruck. Came down to Stevie Johnson. Fluky kick off the ground. Christensen shakes out of the Guerra tackle. Runs to 50. It's a great kick, and it's touched. Or is it?
I reckon it's through.
Oh, it's a goal.
This has got to be looked at.
They're going to go for a review, but I reckon he's got the distance.
Yeah, I reckon he has too, yeah.
What a fantastic effort from Christensen.
Broke a fantastic tackle. Greer is one of the best tacklers in the
goal
competition.
The goal umpire is saying touched.
Okay.
So that's what it'll be if it's inconclusive.
Well, we haven't got a goal line side on.
No, this happened last week too with the one that Kate Simpson chased down.
It's actually an embarrassment to our game.
Well, it's only
Oh, there we go. We have
they have got it this week. That's a goal.
But
now, in all reality, you can't get the right frame. Hang on. That's a point, because that's in line with the posts. The other shot we saw is
I reckon they'll overturn this, Derm.
You reckon on the other
I'm
one?
not saying you're wrong, but I reckon they'll overturn it. I'm not
The
sure.
frames
They
aren't
have to go
quick
on
enough.
those frames, you're right.
Yeah, the frames aren't quick enough. That's the only thing they can give it a goal on. That's a good slice of luck for them.
Yep, it's a goal. Geez, you'd hate a game to be decided by that way.
You prefer the umpires? Oh, well, obviously, I don't know what he called it. Are you saying he called a touch?
He called
first up?
touch, yep.
Okay, well, on that one, if you can't get definitive, because the frame cuts out in the pure side on angle when you assume the first touch is made.
And you know what? If we'd had the setup we had last week in Sydney, it would have been touched because they didn't have the right camera.
Yep.
I mean, it's disgraceful, really, that we haven't got the same standards for every ground.
It actually makes us a bit amateurish.
4 straight 24. Geelong hit the front for the second time tonight. Hawthorn 3-3-21. Chemist Warehouse replay we were watching there. Wonderful goal, though, by Alan Christensen. And the Cats are in front at the 28-minute mark of the opening term.
And Bailey wins it down. Lewis there. Sam Mitchell slapping it out. Isaac Smith's going to put it quickly up inside the 50 for the Hawks. Here comes Josh Hunt. He goes to ground, held without it. No free kick. Mackey got the handball away. Ruffhead did really well. He got the handball forward, but Bartel's going to pick it off. He can't pick it up cleanly. In there, Ruffhead going at it again, trying to pick it up. Barco, Kelly, he can't get boot the ball. He's working in a phone box down there at the moment. And there is Barty and now Steve Johnson. Did he get high contact? No. It spills away Isaac Smith. It's been smothered well by Lonigan. And Motlop's able to get the clearing kick out towards the wing. Great mark taken by Gibson. Lunged out and took it on the wing.
And moves it quickly to Rioli. 65 from goal. A spearing ball into the pocket. They all fall down. Holding the man. Yes, it's paid against Bartel. And it's Gunston.
Well, Gunston pushed him off the drop of the ball.
Buddy's hurt.
Buddy's hurt. He's coming off.
Shoulder, wrist, arm. Gunston pushed Bartel off the drop of the ball.
Some part of the human anatomy.
And Bartel, I won't say panicked, but thought, I'm going. I'll have to claw on. So he held on to the body.
He just had that right spot, didn't he, Gus? He was up. He was in and under his armpit, and they just could push him out of the way.
He's holding his right arm pretty gingerly, boys, and he's gone straight down the race.
It was in a tackle. We just saw the Chemist Warehouse replay. We'll get back to that.
Friendly fire from Hale, was it?
Gunston is the man here. He's 20 metres out and he's kicked it behind. And Hawthorn have got 4 of them. They're 3-4-22. Geelong have 4 straight 24.
Elbow, I reckon.
29.5 minutes gone. It was in the tackle. It was one of those ones where it's
just one of those knocks.
He'll be fine?
No, he'll be fine.
Okay.
You just feel, Derm, that this game's really started to settle down. Now, that contest there before was just intense for about a minute and a half.
Here's Christensen, kicks to the wing. Ponziadli Blue couldn't take the mark. Gibson will give back to the clean-up work under the pump. We got the handball away to Guerra. Had to really get the quick kick away. And it's going to be rapid.
Falcon.
Taylor. Yeah, it was. Falcon off Taylor's head. Got the handball away on Josh Hart. He's made a meal at this stage. Couldn't pick it up. Piopolo knocks it forward. Picked up by Rupphead. He's going to go with a centering kick. It's beautiful to Lewis, who takes the mark 35 metres out directly in front.
And again, that's what happens when a guy hasn't played a lot of senior football over the last couple of months. Second game in, and just a really, really poor handball down to Stokes' foot.
It was a strange decision by Christensen down here to kick long down the line before, Moose.
I didn't mind it, but look, he had the option to go
He had the short one on anyway.
So we're watching Lewis. Shouldn't really have an issue with this. Comes in, he's 40 metres out.
Might come back a bit.
No, he's out to the right. 1 point, should have put that one away.
Got a bit of right to left on it, but
3-5-23.
Jeez, that curse is hitting him.
Hawthorn 4 straight 24. SEN.
he's gone over.
Oh, it's a mongrel from Bartel, but it's marked well by Murdoch.
He's got the moon's curse.
He had Ponziadli on. He's going to go for him eventually. He's much tougher for the Pods now. He's drawn some interference. He did quite well to draw that from Guerra. Cats try and take the advantage.
He might be in a bit of trouble here, Pods.
Not going to be able to. He's sore. But it is quarter time. He gets up. He gets up, so
he's a shot if he's kicked 195 before.
This is the shoulder he landed on in the grand final a couple of years ago.
I wonder,
back and hit it.
Sure it's his shoulder. He just seems to might have whacked his head, I reckon.
Whitey would have a shot from there, but
We'll get a look at this again on the Chemist Warehouse replay to see what type of contact he got and what kind of effect it's taken on him.
So opening quarter, 3-5-23 Hawthorn, 8 scoring shots from 15 entries. Geelong 9 entries for 4 straight, and the Cats have the lead at quarter time. It was a big opening quarter for Pickles Auctions. After the break, we'll discuss the Trojan Hand Tools Player of the Night, look at all the ERM Business Energy stats, and discuss a few more of the Toyota material handling key matchups, plus plenty more. Derm, out of 10 for each team. Give us a mark for the first
I reckon
quarter.
they're both pretty well even. 7 out of 10 for both of them. They're both just sparring. They've taken up the arm wrestling. They're just both feeling each other's strength.
Hawthorn could be 9.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. A few knocks to go through that quarter. We had one in about the first minute. Brad Still dislocated a finger, which he had put back in. He went back on, no problems there. Mitch Duncan got a fairly heavy knock, and as he was coming off, had to get involved in a bit of play and got hurt again, I think, tackling Sam Mitchell, but he's come back on, no worries there. Buddy Franklin, he's actually starting on the bench, boys, so there may... Oh, he's going down the... No, he's starting on the bench, so...
we just saw a little bit of footage of him then, Ro.
Yeah.
He's talking about hyperextending the elbow a little bit, so he's got it heavily strapped, but he'll be back on in the
just looking at it now, so obviously not long till he comes on. And Pod's just at the end there whacked his head, but he's okay. That's for advice on injury laws. Interchanges 44 for the Hawks, 41 for the Cats, and the Subway subs unchanged. Whitecross for Hawthorn, Caddy for Geelong.
Thank you, Rowan. We're just about set to go. Simon Goodwin, our analyst for Midas.
Yeah, I reckon we're in for a real treat, boys. There's game of tactics at the moment. I'm really interested to see what happens at the centre bounce here. Geelong are starting with 7 defenders and 5 forwards. Actually, they're going back to 6. But generally what's been happening is Bartell's been running through the contest and trying to keep Hodge accountable this time. Looks like this quarter they're going to start with 6.
It's actually one-on-one all over the ground, which is very rare for any game.
And for the first time tonight, Rioli comes outside of forward 50, starts on the ball in the second quarter.
All right, we're underway with the Cats leading by a point. Second quarter, Sam Mitchell got the handball away to Bailey, and Bailey puts it quickly up inside the 50. Harry Taylor almost took the mark. Bartell had to scramble it onto his boot. Out towards the boundary line, the race is on. Stokes gets there first, knocks it towards the line. And we're going to have a bounce. Oh, that's deliberate.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the umpire waiting for that one.
He's far enough away. You're allowed to knock the ball away from your opponent. I reckon he's a bit stiff then.
Isaac Smith with the free after that deliberate call. So he sends a high ball up inside the 50 with Hale. Almost again. Comes down a rough head. Kick smothered. Bounces away now to Sam Mitchell. Got the handball away to Burgoyne, who gets it onto the boot. He goes top of the goal square. Stevie J will fly. Couldn't take the mark. Barty got the handball away to Mackie. Fancy footwork able to get the kick onto the boot. Murdoch couldn't take the mark. Ball still in. That was some good work. And it's going to be Birchall. Short pass. Christensen on the intercept. Knocked it away. And then gets it back for the Cats. He hammers it onto the boot. Back to the wing.
Oh, Hawkins does well. Out-muscled a bit. Didn't out-mark Lake. And then he applied a tackle. It was just too high. It was a little bit of bad luck. The free was there. Lake gives it off to Birchall. He sends it deep again. They attack hard here, the Hawks. Bailey had it knocked away by Vardy. Went through the hands of Hale not once but twice. Bailey had another crack and Puopolo put the head down. And now it's going to be a ball up some 30 metres out. It's the Cats by 1.
Look at Mitchell. Mitchell's telling off Birchall, saying don't go long. Do not go long like that. Honour the lead to the fat side.
Twice now, and it's just been gobbled up by Geelong.
Smith the third up. Came from Taylor. Away to Duncan, who hammers it off the ground. He's going to follow it up just to make sure it goes over, which it does.
It was almost... Grant, this is what we've been practicing for 12 months, and you've just gone and done exactly what we didn't want you to do.
Yeah, Mitchell told him well and truly.
So ball back into play again. In front was Vardy. Couldn't get a decisive tap down. Comes to Corrido, who kicks it to the midfield. Christensen will hope for a good bounce. He doesn't quite get it, but he hacks it off the ground. It's inside the 50 now for the Cats. Stratton will get back there. And Hawkins, good tackle. That's holding the ball.
Oh, the big boy.
And the Tomahawk is going to get the free kick 45 metres out directly in front.
Lost his balance, ability to turn there.
Did Hawkins actually hit that out of his hand?
Hawkins hits it out of his hand. He gets one hand.
Incorrect disposal.
Is that a free, do you reckon?
I'm not sure that's a free.
Yeah, it's a free. He had plenty of time.
Ooh.
He saw it. Well, he saw it.
But Brian Lake there, to me, he peeled off. He's got to make a better decision there, I think, to block Hawkins to allow Stratton a little bit more time.
Buddy's back.
Yep, Buddy's trotting back on down there as we're watching Tom Hawkins, who kicked straight so far tonight. So far 4 straight. Let's see how he goes from 48 metres out directly in front, kicking the punt road end. It is on its way, and that's their first blemish tonight.
Oh, that's your end, Moons. And the other one was, wasn't it?
No, it was this end.
This end as well.
Curse. The Mooney curse.
Let's be honest, it was every end.
3-5-23 Hawthorn.
I've just noticed around the stoppages, boys, Geelong are really keen to actually tap the ball defensive side and actually transition the ball back through the corridor straight away.
Burgoyne kicks it out, thumped away, Blitzards. It's on now, Jordan. Murdoch came through and he wasn't able to hold up Guerra, but his teammate was.
The umpire blew his whistle for 15 seconds.
He started making the gesture on about Thursday.
Quick handball off to Motlop. He cranked it up. It's gone a mile in the air. It'll take a screamer and Lake will go with a double fist. Thumped it away. Joel Corey first to pounce. Needed to release the handball. He was able to Rivers. Flicked it to Steve Johnson. Every chance from there. Every chance in the world from Steve Johnson on the 45-degree angle, and he jumps for joy as the Cats get out to an 8-point lead. And that was a Chisholm and Gaiman goal of the night. And Steve Johnson up to 9 disposals and 3 goals. He's been as good as anyone on the ground.
Defensive press goal there. I mean, they were able to hold it in. The long kick came out. They repelled it. They went straight back in again, and the Lake double fist to spoil goes to a Geelong player, and they share it for 2 disposals there after a goal.
Yeah, the first few minutes, Hawthorn were doing the same thing down this end. Great stoppage here, won by Geelong. All of a sudden the game's being played in their half, and their half-backs have just set the field up nicely.
I'll tell you the thing with Geelong, the reason why they love coming through the middle of the ground, especially against Hawthorn, is they believe after a stoppage they don't spread as well as Geelong do.
We're back in the middle. Selwood is going to get the clearance, got the handball away, and then Blitzarves puts it up inside the 50. It wasn't pretty, and Burgoyne is there to take the mark for Hawthorn.
What do you call that kick?
A slice.
Rumour banger.
Here's Burgoyne, comes out to Hodge, who's got the mark on the member side, just behind the member side wing. An attacking frame of mind. He kicks the half forward. Doubling back Bailey. Hale was up too, couldn't take the mark. Selwood, only man down, got the handball away. Steve Johnson, he's able to gather it in, could work at his feet. He got the handball out. Either Corey or Rivers, both didn't want it. Rivers gave it to Corey in the finish, flicked it back now to Stevie J, kicks it down the line. His target here will be Duncan. He couldn't take it cleanly. Ends up with it though. Handballs to Motlop. Puts the speed on. Got away from Saul with ease. Inside the 50. Hawkins takes the mark.
They're getting a bit of separation away from their opponents now through the midfield, Geelong.
It's that stoppage is in, or just that contest. They're breaking a little bit harder. Hawthorn aren't running back quick enough.
Steve Johnson has been unbelievable.
Yeah. You can clearly see that's what they've targeted during the week, Geelong, that when they get the chance, take the ball on through the middle of the ground, use the Varcos, the Stokes, the Motlops, taking the ball inside 50 and give their forwards a chance, one out.
So he's 45 out directly in front. He missed the last one. Let's see what he does with this one.
Huge kick for him, this one.
It is. See what his confidence is like. It's on its way, the Tomahawk, and that looks great. He puts it through for the Cats. He pumps the fist. They all come to him, and they lead by 14 points. SEN Silvertop Taxi scoreboard 131008. So many taxis. Why wait?
Cats have kicked the last four, Matty.
6-1, 37 Geelong, 3-5, 23 the Hawks.
You sound excited, Hutto.
I'm just giving the view of the game. That's just ERM Business Energy.
Hey, Dean, would you start to look at doing something with Stevie Johnson? It just looks really ominous all of a sudden.
Well, he's got 4 this quarter. He had a handful in the first quarter. They've got Selwood under control. You can't go with everybody, and Hawthorn really only got one bloke who runs with, being Shields. So I tend that you probably just tell the man up situation to play a lot closer and not roll the dice as much as it's been happening.
Got to go look at team defence with him.
Yeah.
Centre bounce. Bailey did well. He waited it out and got the tap down. Lewis dispossessed. Bailey off the turf, and now the chase is on. Motlop will beat them all to it, and he does. He gathers on the southern wing for Geelong and hits up Murdoch, who takes it as they attack again. Podsy Adley and Hawkins are deep. Duncan runs through the 50. The kick goes in his direction. Blitzarves there as well. Now Podsy Adley came late. Very nearly marked it. It went down to Christensen. Handball was adventurous at best. A tough one for Bartel. He's overwhelmed by numbers. Well played, Gibson. Varco kept on coming, and he only had Lake to beat, and he beat him. No, then it was rushed at the last moment. Well done, Sam Mitchell. He got past Lake, and it was a bit of a fluky ball, and brilliant stuff across the line, though, by Mitchell. And Geelong go to 6-2-38. Hawthorn 3-5-23. Cats really pressing at the start of the second CompuStore clock. We've gone 7.5 minutes, second term.
Guerra brings it into Sam Mitchell, kicks it to the wing. Gunston, no mark. Hill just kicks it off the deck. It's going to be Mackie to get back there, though. He'll want to knock it towards the boundary line. He's over the top. That's where he's going to head. But Harry Taylor flicked it up. Bartel back to Josh Hunt. Going to go back and retrieve it. He's got it now, Mackie. Mackie now will just buy some time here. He'll kick it down the line on the member side. Steve Johnson will be his target. He'll give a shove. No. Here's Harry Taylor gathering it in. Hard up against the line. No, he took it over. The boundary umpire was hot on the spot and said it was over the boundary line. What do you think, Rowan, down there?
Yeah, it was the right call. Just as he sort of drew it out to the left of his body, just went over.
So ball back into play at 70 metres around from the Cats' goal. Bailey got a hand to it. Here's Vardy attacking it. He's been tackled, ripped out of his arms that time by Burgoyne. Got a kick away. This one's going to tumble towards the line, and Josh Hunt will help it over. We're going to have a throw in.
Goody, I think we're both noticing at the minute that the speed from stoppages or just their spread from Geelong is what's got them really in front at the moment.
Yeah, they're outworking him in general play. You can just see their leg speed is really starting to worry the Hawks.
Bailey the tap. Kelly the initial fumble, but regathers an inside-out torpedo to half court. Blitzarves not bad with the body, but Lake was able to worry him out of it. Hodge clever, just got the quick kick back to Guerra. Tries to open it up, and now they can try and spread. Birchall runs to half back, but Guerra didn't like that option. He said he's going to try Mitchell, as Selwood was just asleep for a moment. Now they've got some numbers on this side, but nothing decisive for Sam Mitchell. 6-2-38 plays 3-5-23.
just a few too many blokes coming up for that to be honoured in that short lead.
Litzars flies on the wing as the ball lands in front of the members. It comes to Sewell. He's caught quickly. Tried to get it back to Hale. Now Roughhead has the rear opportunity to Bruce. This looks promising. They run deep into the forward pocket. Chance for Gunston. He lets it bounce. It'll be a tough kick from there. Oh, but look at Hill. All on his own. Just going to pick it up and he can stroll into goal. Wow, that's a pretty easy one for the Hawks, but well worked. And they go to 4-5-29. It's a steady at 6-2-38 Geelong this quarter for Holmes Glen, delivering a brand new sports media degree designed just for you.
Actually, just watching that down here on the boundary, Hawthorn player came onto the ground, and all of a sudden they had a spare man down on this wing, and eventually Geelong guys just had to keep rolling up. Well, Hill was just left out the back.
Stokes and Motlop are the wingers, and Hill is a legitimate winger, and he's just rolled forward for a second, and I don't reckon Motlop went with him, and he allowed him pure run in there. And Stokes, Motlop probably thought out on that wing, they've all run away from me. It'll get to me. I'll use my pace. It didn't get to him. It went to Hill, who ran off him to the front of the goal square.
Cats by 9 points with that goal. Bailey wins it down. Burgoyne tackled. Here's Corey. Gathers it in. Handball away to Steve Johnson. Gets the centre clearance up inside the 50. Double-fisted punch. Knocked away and Sewell there first to it. Got the handball out, but it's going to be Sewell to kick it to half forward. And good mark. That was Rivers just edging in front of Bruce. Got the handball away. Mitch Duncan now has got a man on through the middle. Steve Johnson wanted to go with the handball now. He'll pull the trigger with a kick. He goes up inside the 50. Pontiatli's coming and takes the mark. Had his name written all over it. And the pot will go back and line up from 48 metres out after a Glen Cameron Group mark of the night.
Gibson came out. Motlop ran forward into the forward line. So Gibson left Podsiadly to meet that ball, but then the extra little bit of carry around the centre of the ground, that handball meant the ball could go longer and actually sat up on Gibson's head. His direct opponent, who came from 20 metres behind, Podsiadly, had the easy sit.
So James Podsiadly, he's going to have a crack from about 49 metres out. He's on a 45-degree angle. Nice, slow, calm approach. As he moves in, he lets it go. This is fading out to the left-hand side and will be helped through by Hale. Rush behind. SEN Silvertop Taxi scoreboard 131008. 70 taxis high weight. Cats by 10 points.
Johnson up to 6 disposals this quarter.
Really contrasting styles at the moment. Hawthorn have been a bit more patient with the ball. Every time Geelong mark the ball in a contest, they're looking to give the ball and go straight away.
Guerra takes it from the kick in. It goes short. Bartel! Oh, he almost took the mark. He did spoil. Hits the ground. Hawkins, slow motion tackle. Knocked it, trying to hope for something. Burgoyne well dispossessed by Murdoch. 30 metres out from Geelong's goal. That's frenzied stuff. Quick kick away, Hodge. Roughhead comes with great desperation. Sockers it. Cats appeal for deliberate, but you can't pay that. You can't pay that. Good stuff from Roughhead. The ball over the line. And we'll see a throw in the forward pocket. 6-3-39 Geelong. 4-5-29 Hawthorn. Cats pressing again. 40 metres around. Hale the tap. Coming through. Hurried kick Stokes. Top of the square. Hawkins in prime spot. Oh, Hodge, did he interfere? No, he didn't. Quick kick away from Lake. Takes it back to the 50. Murdoch will get there first for the Cats. He'll gather. He's about to be swamped by Hill. He fights through the tackle brilliantly. Kicks it to full forward. Watch out, Pontiatli. Brilliant stuff. Tapped it back to Vardy, and Vardy kicks a goal. Oh, they're playing very smart football at the moment, Geelong. Very smart indeed, under the stress and the strain of a preliminary final. 7-3-45 Geelong. 4-5-29 Hawthorn. 13 minutes second term. They've kicked 3-3 to 1 straight in this quarter for Holmes Glen.
Gee, Goody, you mentioned the contrast in styles, but the slow and methodical build-up from the Hawks, the more pressure Geelong are able to exert on them, the dodgier it looks.
Yeah, absolutely, Ray. And you also notice the change. Geelong have really fixed up being able to stop Hawthorn's short passing game. I think they've only had 6 marks for the quarter.
They had 40 in the first quarter.
40 in the first, so they've actually stopped that part of their game, and I think Hawthorn are struggling to find a way to move the ball now.
Super spot back into the centre of the goals by Podsiadly. He won't get a goal assist or anything like that because it wasn't a kick, it wasn't a handball, it was a spike back into play.
Steve Johnson confronted, ball spills out. Piopolo couldn't get a clear kick off the deck. Picked up by Selwood, taken high.
Oh, you're kidding.
And being put it up inside the 50. Hawkins got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Ball hits the deck. Who can scoop it up? Isaac Smith had it for a moment, scrambling for it. Lewis got it out. Corey on the intercept. Was he pushed in the back? Umpire said no. as they're trying to get the handball out here. Hawthorn, Lewis from that congestion, he did get a handball out. It's going to be Guthrie, Duncan, Steve Johnson, round the body, Steve Johnson, out to the right and through for 1 point.
You'd have to say, boys, that Pods and Hawks are starting to look really dangerous. They're giving it a great contest.
Well, they're playing to Hawks' strength at the moment because he's still immobile. So what they're doing is bombing it up to him, and he's able to push and shove and occupy Lake. And Lake hasn't given one assist to Gibson yet.
Aguero to himself at 7-4-46 to 4-5-29. Runs into the back pocket, sends it to a one-on-one on the wing, and Gunston does well to outpoint Guthrie. That's a very good battle between those two. Gunston with the honours with a goal so far, but Guthrie a very fine young player. Gunston has the ball at half-back, southern side, so left half-back, up and under she goes, up to Hale. Vardy, Bruce has gone down behind play. The umpire's paid the free.
Josh Hunt's a worry.
Okay, against Hunt, and it goes to Bruce. He can kick short to Franklin. He comes, but he doesn't mark it. No free kick. There was a bit of arm chop, but play on the call. Lonigan's legged by Buddy. And the free kick is going Tommy Lonigan's way.
Cyril's still yet to touch it this quarter.
Goes short, back to Josh Hunt, who can swing it to Stokes. And Vardy's charged hard on this side. Has to kick quickly so the advantage can be preserved. It is. He takes the mark. He's got no immediate option, so he has to wait. Blitzar's running hard for him. It's 7-4-46 to 4-5-29. He's going to go back to centre half back with the centering ball.
He does. And the mark has been taken by Josh Hunt again. So Hunt is going to send it to the outer side. Got a man free out there. That is Rivers, who takes the mark for the Cats. He looks up. He sends it to half forward. Harry Taylor's out by himself. Still a fair way from home. He plays on. He wants to give it off by hand. He does. He gets it off to Motlop. Motlop puts it up inside the 50. It's going to be Gibson. Oh, he spills the beans. Hawkins picks it up. He got the handball away. Steve Johnson couldn't pick it up. It's Christensen there, and he's been tackled high. Free kick, Cats. Christensen to take it.
They've made a move on Stevie J as well. They've put Shields on to him for a period of time, so it looks like they've actually released the tag on Selwood. They're putting Shields to Johnson,
which has allowed Selwood to have 3 possessions
this quarter.
But
the Gibson marking attempt.
That's just finals. That's just finals pressure. Yep. It really is. And look, we talk about Hawkins, and he's a little bit still immobile, but what he's giving is an unbelievable contest when the ball is in his area.
So Christensen from the paint of the 50, it will not make the distance. They'll fly. Hawkins! Almost. Ball hits the deck. It's still a light free kick, Hawks. There was some high contact there.
Really, when you get a knighthood, you go down on one knee. Christensen thought he was getting a knighthood then.
And 50 metres because the ball wasn't given back to Hodge quickly enough.
What do you think, Moons? This is as threatening as Hawkins and Pods have looked as a tandem for probably 2 months.
Absolutely it is. And look, I think with Podsy,
it's a dangerous kick across goal from Hodge, but some body interference against Christensen. Cats fans not happy, but the umpire now pays the advantage. Everyone had stopped. Isaac Smith's going to kick it long and wide, and it's marked by Shields. 70 from goal. Suddenly the Hawks are attacking. Buddy leads. He's been a bit of a non-event so far for the Hawks.
Just quickly, Guerrero looks like he's got a massive cork thigh.
Bailey the long target with Roughhead. Roughhead's the best chance. Good spoil, Taylor. Well done, Stokes. Cats have, well, there's a fumble from Bartel, but just got it away. And got it away to Selwood cleverly. Now Rivers tries to sum it up. Kicks to the wing. Isaac Smith pushed out of the way by Christensen. And in the back, the umpire said.
Used his hands, the umpire said.
Free kick to Isaac Smith.
Staying on Guerrero.
7 minutes to go in the quarter. It's 7-4-46 Geelong. It's 4-5-29 Hawthorn. They picked 3-4 to 1 goal straight in this second term for Holmes Glen, delivering a brand new sports media degree designed just for you.
And Guerrero goes to Hale. Hale will go short. Gunston on the lead takes it.
He's their best forward at the moment, isn't he, Gunston?
But the setup that Hawthorn did, they all pushed their numbers back 15 metres out from goal. There was about 4 pairs there. They opened up that space for him.
They made the leading space, didn't they? Yeah, and the Cats went back with them as well.
But again, that's where you've got to be smart and go, they've been leading up all night. You've got to stand one in front.
Paul Piopolo will get a comment on that down there, Rowan. He's just coming from the room, so we'll see whether or not he's back on. So we're watching Gunston. He's going to have a shot at goal. He'll kick from outside the 50. They need this dearly, and he delivers with a goal for Hawthorn. Just what the doctor ordered. SEN Silver Top Taxi scoreboard. They kick their 5th goal, 5-5-35. The Cats are 7-4-46. 19 minutes travelled, second quarter. Here's Derma Moons for Quick Fix Solutions, Business Rescue and Insolvency Solutions.
You go, Goody.
You just felt for the first time for the quarter, boys, that was the first passage to play Hawthorn. I've got that style of play back that they had from the first quarter. In general, you feel like Geelong are on top in this game. What you want to see now is, can Hawthorn actually change the way they play at various stages to actually combat the way Geelong are playing?
I think Geelong like this game right now to be played frantically. They want the ball kicked out into the open space. I mean, the only one who's combating them there is young Bradley Hill. Oh, Bradley Hill. When he's able to get out wide to them. But other than that, every time the ball goes into space, it's the Cats who are onto it first.
Bailey, an aggressive tap. Selwood dug in deep for the Cats. Brilliant handball to Corey, but the Hawks can pounce here. Wasn't a good one. Picked up by Rioli. Back to Mitchell. Good reinforcement from behind. Torpedoes it into the space and says, go chase. Brewston Guthrie will do that. Guthrie escorts it. And it's over about 65 around from goal row, and it's Geelong by 11 at the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, a couple of Hawk injuries. Guerra copped a corky, but he's been checked out. He's back on now. Puopolo looks fine. He's about to come on.
That's for advice on injury lawyers. Call 1300 My Injury. You'll speak directly to a lawyer. Throw-in takes place. Hale got it down nicely to Sewell. Around the body goes Burgoyne. They've gained about 40 metres. And it's over and out away from Gunston and Mackie, which is the new matchup down there for Toyota Material Handling.
And Mitchell's moved himself to half back, or they've moved him to half back. I think just to get a little bit of composure.
And as soon as that happened, Geelong put Motlop to half forward on him, and then Mitchell delegates somebody else to come back.
The palm down, Burgoyne going to handball away. Gunston, was he taken high? No, free kick.
Long jumper for that.
Shields takes the handball, and Burgoyne got the handball out. Hale's been confronted. That's going to be nearly close to holding the ball. No free kick. In fact, he's paid it.
Legging he played.
Okay, so free kick for the Cats.
Kicking in danger.
No, kicking in danger. He did. He knew what he was doing then. He tried to take his hand off.
Steve Johnson takes it. Blitzards. Good mark. Under the pump. Got the handball away. Guthrie got past a couple to go back by hand to Blitzards, who fumbles and it's been bowled over. It's picked up by Rioli into the forward pocket. It goes out, comes Rupphead. He got the handball away and a chance now for Burgoyne. Picks it up in the goal square and puts it through. Well worked, Hawks. Couple on the trot for Hawthorn. And the margin now back to 5 points.
It's a game of errors. When Hawthorn's scoring at the moment, it's Geelong errors. It's a flip of what the first quarter was. Geelong was scoring on Hawthorn's errors, and they kicked accurately. Hawthorn have done all right now because they've had three open goals literally this quarter. But it was an error. Blitzarb just a little bit deer in the headlights there, and he didn't have a big, powerful man coming at him with a tackle. It was Bruce, but just put him onto his heels, and he fumbled up the ball.
It was Blitzarb and I think it was Guthrie, just the two young kids just playing around. What he should have done, he took the mark. He should have looked up and said, I don't have anyone down the field.
Back off.
I need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
So they've kicked the last couple of Hawks. Centre bounce, big high leap from Vardy. Wasn't able to get a decisive knock, but Johnson helped it on its way. Slapped back by Mitchell. 30 metres, puts the pressure on Shields and Bartel. Franklin brilliantly tackled by Bartel, but released it to Hale. Hammered it into the 50. Josh Hunt did well, but didn't mark it. Now he's rolled over. Let's see how the umpire sees it. It jars out of there, trying to wheel his way through. Bruce slapped over from Rioli to Hill. He fumbled at the crucial moment. Fights the fight with Selwood. Poked it off the ground, did Hill. Mackie took a long time to gather it, and he probably expertly took it over the boundary line.
Professionally tripped then. That was so well done by Andrew Mackie.
This quarter for Holmes Glen. The Cats have won it 3-4-3 straight, and they lead by 5 points.
So ball back into play again. Vardy and Hale doing the ruck work. Vardy got the palm down. Here's Rupphead picking it up. He was tackled. Scrambling kick out there. Just towards the boundary line it goes. Burgoyne's just going to watch it bounce over. And we're going to have a throw in the right forward pocket.
They have to use it short out of here, Geelong. They have to run it out. They've only got 4 players ahead of the footy. Ball in, forward pocket, Hawthorn's goal.
Walks into attack. Blitzarves knocked down. Kelly fumble. He's got some help there. He got the handball away to Duncan, who kicks it back towards the wing, but only as far as Birchall, who takes the mark for Hawthorn.
Exactly what you were talking about, Durham. The reinforcement were with the Hawks.
This is the bomb they don't want to happen. They've got the switch if they can get it over there.
And there's a man about 30 out, but he does go the bomb in the end.
He got covered. That was good coverage.
Hale a chance. Good slap away. Vardy hits the ground. Bartel. to Selwood, who took on the tackler. He's going to get it. Well, you're going to hate that.
Derby's about to flip a table.
Well, he puts his arm out, he gets contact on the bicep, and he rides it up to the throat.
From Buddy.
You can't keep falling for it, umpire. Live it up, because it ain't happening next year, I know.
He didn't do it then, surely. He got grabbed around the neck.
Have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay.
I'm having a look at the MCG scoreboard replay.
Goes short. Wasn't a great kick.
Well, they're not sponsoring us,
Did he get a hand in the back? No. Hale confronted by Duncan. Fought the fight well. Got it off to Lake. Not a great kick. Oh, fumble from Josh Hunt. Looked terrible. Now he goes in and tackles Gunston, but not before Gunston released the handball to Burgoyne. Pioplo back. Oh, he threw that across to Franklin, who slaps it on the boot and gets it deep to the pocket. Always dangerous down there, Rioli. He lays a tackle. Was it without the ball? It wasn't. It's escorted through from behind.
Josh Hunt's going to have to give me a heart attack.
Geez, I reckon they'd do with Corey Enright back in the lineup right about
Dodge
now.
one there, the Cats. 7-4-46 Geelong. 6-6-42 Hawthorn. Well, we're going to need the halftime break soon, everyone. It's 2 minutes 46 remaining in this second term for CompuStore.
Ball back into play, and Corey takes the mark, but he's deep in the right back pocket for the Cats.
Sean Burgoyne, 8 disposals this quarter, has been great for the Hawks.
Oh, good kick.
Barco, yeah, it was a good kick. Barco takes the mark from the Corey kick. So he's got it right half back. We've got 2.5 minutes left. He brings it slightly inboard, and Kelly at half back.
The way this quarter's gone, whoever somehow gets it into their forward line really presses it in there and holds it in there for elongated periods of time.
James Kelly to Harry Taylor out on the wing. He takes a good mark in front of Gibson.
So you've got to be methodical. Once you get to defensive 50 outward bound, you have to be methodical and you must hit the target.
Harry Taylor, he'll hit a target now. That's Joel Selwood, the skipper, working hard. He's going to put it to centre half forward. Oh, poor kick. It's been picked up by Buddy at centre half back. Takes the mark on the intercept, then goes out to Gibson on the wing. He's just backward of that wing. He doubles back over his mark. It is the Cats by 4 points.
Look at Isaac Smith. He's run from defensive 50. He's sprinting all the way down into forward 50.
Birchall gets it to Hill as they advance along that southern half forward. He aims up Hale, who takes the mark. Be careful on the mark there.
90 seconds to go.
Off to Franklin. He's launching it deep. Rioli and Roughhead both flew this time. Now they've got that at the back. That's going to be pretty easy. This goal is kicked by Gunston. He dribbled it. He rolled it. He goaled it. And the Hawks are back in front.
Once again, it's an error that means the ball's down there. It's Selwood's kick into the forward line from the centre wing, which Franklin picks off and repels the ball. That kick in between, the spot-up kick in between the two 50s is the most important kicking in this game. Because both teams, when they get in the forward line, hold it in really well.
Gunston's kicked his third, and Hawthorn 7-6-48 lead Geelong. 7-4-46 SEN Silvertop Taxi scoreboard.
Just crept in.
I just want to talk about momentum quickly. I reckon I'll go back 10 minutes, okay? Geelong had all the play. They give away a silly 50-metre penalty with Stokes, took it out. They score. All of a sudden, Hawthorn have got all the momentum back. It's been amazing.
The game in their half.
They've had the last 8 inside 50s.
Here they go again. Pioplo gets the kick. Up inside 50 now for the Hawks. No one can take the mark. Josh Hunt is after it. Taken by Rioli. He gets out of one tackle. Handball away to Franklin, now to Sewell. Sewell gets it onto the boot quickly. It's been touched. I would have thought. No, the mark has been taken by Bruce.
Sorry, Moons, but Josh Hunt is having a Barry Crocker.
He is having not a night to remember, right?
So Bruce takes the mark, and he's going to go back and line up from 45 metres. Jimmy Bartell is on the mark, so this one to extend the lead out to 8 points for the Hawks just before half-time.
See how quickly the game can change.
Yep.
37 seconds left on the clock. Bruce coming in with a set shot. He'll kick from 45 metres on its way. And it's out to the left-hand side.
Why am I laughing?
And it's through for 1 point. So 7-7-49 Hawthorn, 7-4-46 the Cats. SEN Silvertop Taxi scoreboard. There's 22 seconds left in the quarter.
Probably time only for a mistake, not a goal as far as Geelong are concerned. Mackey for Lonigan. Franklin, he stumbled on again. The umpire's paid the mark to Franklin. He's 60 from goal.
There's a mistake.
15 seconds to go. There's 13. There's 12, there's 11. They'll erupt if Franklin can kick this monster. It is going long. It's a little astray. It's going to drop short. And it's marked by the Hawks for Roughhead.
1 second.
How the Cats defence allowed. That was a great mark, though, from Roughhead. He's split the pack open. He can't run around here. He's being told what his line will be, but
he's acknowledged that. He says, "Yep," and he put the tomahawk slice up hand.
For a left footer though, if he just kicks straight, it'll be a goal. He only has to negotiate about 10 metres. Rough head, listen to the roar. He's missed it. That's the gas.
Now that was a mooner.
That's the thing.
That's at half-time. Missed.
It's the wrong end, that's about all.
At least he hit the post.
I think he did get one from that pocket, didn't you, Moose?
No, it was this pocket down here.
8:50 Hawthorn.
Planted in my memory.
They won the quarter. Geelong 7-4, 46. So Hawthorn lead by 4 points. In that term, Burgoyne had 8, Gunston kicked 2 goals and had 7 disposals. Franklin had 6, got into the game late. Mitchell and Lake 5 for the Cats. 9 to Steve Johnson, 7 to Selwood. In terms of inside 50s that quarter, it was 15 to Hawthorn. We had something like 9 of the last 10 inside 50s and 10 to Geelong. So the Hawks winning the quarter. And they lead by 4 points at half-time, but very hard to judge where this game's going to head. And our Telstra Resale Stores half-time break will do more of that. We'll have the top 5 for Trojan hand tools. Moon's going to have a look at the 5 to put into the old cooking pot. More on those ERM business energy stats as well.
But Hutto, this is really what we expect. This is a typical Geelong Hawthorn game. One team will have the momentum. We've spoken about it a couple of times. Goody, a team has the momentum. What can they do with it? Both teams aren't doing enough with it when they've got it, because we're seeing 3 goals 4 for Geelong this quarter. I think the first quarter was 3 goals 4 or 5 for Hawthorn. So they're just not doing enough when they have that momentum.
7-8-50 Hawthorn, 7-4-46 Geelong. That's the halftime score. More thoughts from our experts, Cameron Mooney and Dermot Brereton, and of course our analyst who's with us tonight for Midas, Simon Goodwin. 3 goals to Jack Gunston, singles to Hale, Guerra, Burgoyne and Hill. And for the Cats, 3 goals to Steve Johnson, singles to Hawkins, Christensen, Motlop and Vardy. Johnson with 17 disposals for the Cats. Guerra with 14 leading the way of those ERM business energy stats at half-time. A heap to come, and we're back with it shortly with thanks to James Boag's Draft, proudly supporting local footy. Batocchi, famous hams, bacon and salami, simply the best, and Husqvarna, made for professionals and powered by you. This is SEN Finals Football.
This quarter, opening warehouse sale.
Buddy off the line, so he's playing that high half-forward role, which I think is working pretty well for him and Hawthorn.
So the second half of the first preliminary final, Hawthorn take a 4-point advantage in. Bailey did the first ruck work and the roving. Got it off to Mitchell, who bombed it to half forward. Cyril comes out sprightly, knocked away well by Guthrie. Hammered forward though by Sewell to full forward. Gunston, who's been dangerous. His opponent is Bartel. Forces it wide. Rough heads there, off hands, over and out as they attack the punt road end of the MCG in this third term. Boundary umpire about to take place. Pushing and shoving going on. Bartel manhandling Gunston. We'll wait for the throw. Vardy, been a great battle against Bailey. Bailey poked it down. Here's Stokes, was falling to ground, but he released the handball cleverly to Mackie. And then off to Stevie Johnson, who's bereft of options. A wobbly handball to Guthrie. Had to recover well. He's got some strength and steadfastness about him. He kicks it out to the wing. There's a bit of an arm hanging on. The umpire didn't spot it. Could have been a free against Motlop. He decides to take Stratton on. Caught without the ball. The umpire waves that on as well. Kelly with great expertise. Not a great handball though. Varco knew it. Tapped it to the good of Duncan. It's been inch by inch for the Cats, and in the end they turn it over. Like Mitchell fumbles at a pretty crucial stage. Hill's looking for a free, holding the man, not paid. Johnson goes back in.
Sloppy start.
It is sloppy. Big tackle on Birchall, but he got the kick away. Puopolo, he got to get a free for that one, surely. Got crunched by Mackie, and it's his ball right in front of the members here. 7-8-50 Hawthorn, 7-4-46 Geelong. A minute and a half gone in the third for air conditioning warehouse sales.
So Puopolo, short ball. Birchall's got it right in front of the interchange gates.
The big matchup right now is Bartel has gone on to Gunston.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to isolate him too. You see he's been trying to take him deep, trying to get Bartel out of play.
So kick the half forward, offhand. Stokes been wrapped up. He got his handball away. Murdoch just edged off the football by Roughhead, who kicks it top of the goal square. Selwood couldn't hang on. Rioli overruns it, and Guthrie picks it up and slams it onto the boot. Straight up the middle, he goes for the kick. Hawkins is there. He couldn't take the mark. Gibson right with him. Burgoyne goes behind. He was tackled, goes to the ground, flips the handball back to Gibson, and Gibson gets it to Guerra, who's got control of it across centre half back.
Goes short to Bailey, and they advance a little wider along the members' wing. A handball from Guerra. Back it goes to Shields and back to Guerra. Releases the kick. Little hit up target was a good one. Franklin marks in front of Lonergan. Still on the logo. Heaves it up. Lewis is the target. Going to skim over his head and beat all comers, including Pods, over the boundary line. 40 metres around from Hawthorn's goal at the punt road end. It's Hawthorn 50, leading Geelong 46. SEN Repco Trade scoreboard. More parts for more cars.
As the umpire throws it back into play again. Up down that time, Blitzarv's doing the ruck work, and the umpire lets it go on. Sewell's in there doing some heavy lifting for Hawthorn, who can get it out. Corey, bottom of the pack, umpire will ball it up. Just inside the 50 for the Hawks. 4 points is the margin. Nearly 3 minutes travelled, third quarter. As the umpire will toss it back up in the air, Blitzarv's. And Bailey doing the ruck work, and then Duncan getting the kick out of that congestion only as far as Burgoyne, who takes it comfortably. So he will pound it back inside the 50 for the Hawks. Where will he go? He's going to kick it deep. He wants the big grab. Hale is there, and Hale takes another one. He has been the itch they cannot scratch tonight. And he's going to go back and line up from 15 metres out directly in front.
This will be the tale of the night. Missing these types of shots will lose the game. Now he's 15 metres directly out in front. You know what? There's been 3 shots of this nature missed tonight.
This is just the matchup Geelong can't get right at the moment.
Yeah. Lake was down there as well for Hawthorn.
And this is why I love the work of Buddy being up the ground, because this exposes Geelong's lack of height.
In comes Hale directly in front.
Oh, made him work.
He puts that one through, but as you said, it was close. SEN Repco Trade scoreboard. More parts for more cars. Out to a 10-point lead now, the Hawks. 8-8-56. The Cats are 7-4-46. We've gone nearly 4 minutes, third quarter, CompuStore clock.
Just quickly, it was an interesting choice of starting interchange for the Cats, because they had Rivers and Hunt, 2 defenders, start on the bench.
If we go to pattern, Geelong kicked 4 in a row after, from late in that first quarter. Hawthorn have now kicked the last 4.
Yeah, it's definitely momentum. You've got to really like the way the Hawks have started. They're isolated, Hale down a little bit deeper. They've tried to get Bartel back to the square at times on Gunston. Now they've got Rivers and Hunt back on the ground. You're right, Ro. It was an interesting way to start the third quarter.
They've had the last 12 inside 50s, the Hawks. They lead by 10. The mad scrambler is on in the middle. Steve Johnson there for the Cats. Bailey,
good throw,
he
Bailey.
threw it out to Mitchell. Good battle there between Mackie and Shields. Hill flipped it out. It's at half back for the Cats. They're in some trouble. Desperate lunging handball. They're not out of it yet. Corey got dispossessed. He got it back to Sewell, but don't argue. Heaves it across to Mitchell. Hawks building, assembling the numbers at half forward. Gunston takes it 60 out. Time to steady and try and hit the leading target. Sliding hard. Not marking it was Bruce. Rivers with the clean-up operation. Has to hit a target. Varco up. Both hands to it, no mark. Selwood couldn't handle it quick enough to Steve Johnson. He delays his release. Podsy Adley versus Gibson. Pods came late and effectively. As it hits the ground, it's Birchall wrapped up, but he got rid of it. Got it to Bailey to Hodge. They bundle it up with Mitchell. Another one to Birchall. Another one Puopolo. Half forward, couldn't break the Kelly tackle, but he did lay the handball to Hill. He was caught one-handed, red hot, holding the ball, and the Cats needed that.
Was the most important tackle that Geelong have laid tonight. If he didn't stick that tackle, they go to the goal face with better numbers than Geelong, and that would put, what are they down to? That would put them 16 points down.
8-8-56 Hawthorn, 7-4-46 Geelong. Corey kicks to the wing.
And Bartell takes a really good mark. So he jumps to his feet, handball away to Murdoch, almost gone. He got the handball over the top, got some high contact. It'll come back to Murdoch now. Advantage taken by Mackie. He goes top of the goal square. Barney! Oh, he ticked it off the ground. Oh, it's been touched. No, it's been touched through by the Hawks. Lake just getting there, scrambling.
Good to purchase with the hands on that by Vardy.
Just couldn't hold on.
Waiting for the Chemist Warehouse replay, but I don't think we're going to get it for a while.
It's not going to change, Hutto.
No, it's not. Now Birchall goes super short and he finds Mitchell. Prepared to handball to Hill, even though Varco was at close attention. Swings it up to the wing on the bounce. Puopolo, he's caught. He ducked. He's as good as any of the Geelong players do.
I know, mate. And I don't like it just as much from him.
I know. He goes back to Mitchell. He kicks well and calmly to Gibson just behind the centre circle. That wasn't as good contact, but it gets safely to Hodge. Got a little bit of contact from Kelly, but not enough to warrant a 50.
2 years ago it was, because you've denied him the right to do what he wants in his time.
So Hodge plays on now. Mitchell protects him, gets the left kick, squeezes it out. It's not well struck. Hunt has to mark, not just for Geelong, but for his own sake, and he does.
That's what happens when he goes in the cooking pot.
Did you put him in?
He's number one.
8-8-56 to 7-5-47.
There was a fair chance you're going to put a cat in there.
It went short to Harry Taylor, who's marked it now, and he's at half back as the Cats just inch it up along the wing to Duncan.
We've got one extra on the wing here.
So Duncan, where to next? He's been called to play on now, so he's going to have to pull the trigger. And he kicks the half forward. Barty and Hawkins knocked away that time by Gibson. Sam Mitchell doing the roadie work. Motlop's got him locked up in the tackle. Got it out in time. Motlop gets back to his feet. Here's Barty. He couldn't take it cleanly. Little soccer off the ground was good by Stratton. Back to Harry Taylor though. He was confronted by Rioli. Good work. Rioli knocked it out of his arms. Coming through Murdoch. Flipped the handball away to Josh Hunt. He can't take it cleanly. Diving in there is Sam Mitchell. Roughhead also having a grab.
That's slippery there. That's head high.
Free kick Cats.
That's slippery, that passage of play there inside the centre square. There's like a new centre layer of turf, about 15 by 15, right in the absolute guts of that centre square, and it's a bit slippery.
Short kick from Rivers to Kelly, and it's a heavy populated 50, but he's going to drive it long anyway. Podsy Adley can't get the run, and great mark to Brian Lake in front. Brent Cameron, group contender for the former Bulldog, brought to the club just for this occasion. Not a good kick, Brian. That was bad, Brian. Intercepted by Stokes, and a brilliant, smart kick to 30 out to none other than Steve Johnson.
We've got to look at
good
the coach
Brian
now.
to bad Brian.
We've got to look at the coach now. He'd be thinking along the Rodney Eade line. Bad Brian, bad Brian.
Gee, there's been some pivotal errors tonight, hasn't
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, the kick was on Bailey. I believe Bailey was the one that didn't go hard enough, or didn't see the situation.
He's incapable of going hard off the mark.
After 4 consecutive goals, Steve Johnson puts a stop to that and drills it, not convincingly, it has to be said, but from 35 it gets the full points, and the Cats are back within 3 this quarter for air conditioning warehouse sales. Shop where the trade shops. It's a goal each for the quarter. Cats 8-5-53, Hawks 8-8-56. Simon Goodwin, our analyst for Midas. Trust the auto service experts.
I've been watching Stevie Johnson really closely, guys. He's been starting up through the midfield. When he gets Shields going to him, he then starts drifting forward. As soon as Shields re-engaged, goes back up in the midfield, that's when he starts to come back up the ground. He's playing extremely well.
One thing I say about that Cats goal, well done. But when it got turned over by Hawthorn's choice of disposal, there were 3 cats sitting behind the footy, and they actually were pretty slacking off. They only need 1 forward of the footy to kick the goal.
4 goals to Steve Johnson. He's got it again in the middle, and he'll get the clearance. He kicks it wide out towards half forward. It's been taken away by Christensen. His handball's been charged down. Rioli at half back gathers, lost his footing. Handball back to Gibson. He was solid there. He got the handball up to Birchall, and Birchall just goes short. Isaac Smith takes it on the bounce, flips the handball away to Franklin, now to Birchall, who's going to run up. He got the handball away to Hale, back inboard. Hale back to Birchall again, and Birchall guides it onto his boot and gets Piopolo half forward, just inside the centre square. He'll chip it short. Birchall involved again. He's outside the 50, and he kicks it in, and Bruce comes in and takes the mark.
Short possession.
Really well worked by Hawthorn. He'll go back and line up.
The serious doubtful possession in that chain of possessions from 40 metres out from defensive goal was the Franklin handball. That's the one you feel nervous about when Buddy's within scoring, striking distance for the other team, Geelong, but he hit the target, and they short possessioned it all the way up inside 50.
So Luke Bruce lining up the goal here for the Hawks. Put them back out to a 9-point lead. He's going to kick from right on the 50.
That's a pull.
And it is pulling way out to the left-hand side, sneaking through for 1 point margin, 4 in favour of the Hawks.
It's great to see Birchall now really starting to join in off half-back. I reckon it's the first time this match we're starting to see some run and carry from Hawks off the back half.
What we're seeing, though, we're seeing Hawthorn just the way playing now the way they started in that first quarter. They're possessing the ball and they're marking the ball.
What we're also seeing is how crucial shots for goal is going to be in telling who wins this game. Murdoch marks the Guthrie kick in. He's camped up against the line on the members' side, gives it plenty to the wing. Lonigan and Hawkins gave him a target, but neither could mark it. Bailey claimed it in the air, rammed it on the boot. Good kick into the 50, and Bruce, he's had a sider. He'll get a shot from almost the identical spot.
A little bit harder angle. He's not a long kick. I think he's a very good kick at goal until he gets 45 and beyond. And you can see he actually overstrides on his, in a pure technical form, he overstrides on his last step to get a little bit more hit on the ball.
Should get this one comfortably, though, distance-wise.
He'll get the distance, but he still has to strike it harder.
He does. He strikes it magnificently and puts it right through the middle. And the Hawks once again edge out to a 10-point lead on the SEN Repco trade scoreboard. More parts for more cars, that's Repco. 9.963 Hawthorn, 8.553 the Cats, 12 gone, third term.
You just feel, boys, we've got a big 10 minutes here for the Cats. I reckon the Hawks are starting to throw everything at them. They're starting to get some real momentum in this game, and I reckon we've got a big 10 minutes for the Cats. They just need to start to get some control back. They've had no possessions. It's 54 disposals to 33. They just need to start getting some more of the footy.
You're right, well, Birchall's the one at the moment. He's had 10 possessions for the quarter.
Now they throw Bartel at him. You're on to it, Moons. As soon as there's a problem spot, Jimmy Bartel. It could have been Hodge, so they threw Bartel into him to make Hodge honest and mind him. Now Birchall racks it up. Bartel goes to the half-forward flank.
So we're back in the middle. Bailey wins that one decisively. Piopolo bends over. Free kick, Hawks. Sam Mitchell taken without it. Kelly, the culprit. So Sam Mitchell takes it inside the 50. Out comes Rioli. Couldn't take on the bounce. He might enter the fray again. It's Lewis. Tunnel balls it. He's trying to get it to Rioli. He can't pick it up cleanly. Tries to sock it off the deck. Corey away to Mackie through some traffic. He was able to get the kick away, but Mitchell is waiting. He couldn't complete the mark. Kelly now got the handball up to Pontiadley, and Pontiadley now kicks the half forward. It's a one-on-one. It is Stratton, and it is Selwood going at it, and Selwood, the skipper, wins the day. And he handballs down to Barco. Barco outside the 50. Got it into Barty. Barty now's just going to change direction and steady and go to Bartel. Smart kick.
Barco's
run and Selwood's one-on-one.
Go back further than that. What about Johnson splitting that contest in Hawthorn's forward line?
He's been unbelievable, Johnson.
But that's, if you find yourself under the footy, you expect that you're going to get a great contest. But to actually take the nous and go, now's my time to run 60 metres and put myself side onto this ball, that's the real good decision making.
You spoke about Barco at half time. He's the one they need to inject into this game from a Geelong point of view.
Subway subs been made too, boys. Caddy on and Josh Hunt off.
Okay, here goes Jimmy Bartel, 45 out directly in front, and that is straight through the middle. And the margin back to 4 points. Cats They move ahead to 9.559, Hawthorn 9.963. Let's hear from Dermot Moons for Quick Fit Solutions, Business Rescue and Insolvency Solutions.
We had a game of momentum in the first half. Now what you're seeing is a game that's set into a genuine arm wrestle. Yep. This is why these two teams were the best two teams throughout the home and away series. They just never give in. They wrestle back control when they need to. They feel the heat when they need to. You see Geelong there, they've absorbed a bit of pressure the last 5 to 6 minutes, and then you see Varco, these sort of guys winning critical one-on-ones. That's why they're a good team.
So Duncan becomes a defender for the Cats, and with Hunt off, Guthrie's back on the last line against Gunston, and Caddy injected into the middle. So the Cats make a bold move. Their subway sub activated midway through the third. Blitzar's fight's a pretty good fight after going for the ruck work. It hit the ground, so it's play on. Johnson and Caddy involved, but Mitchell had the last say out of the middle. It's a clever kick into the 50. Brewston Mackey tangled, could have been a free either way. Could have been a free to Hale as well. He was caught without it and he was dumped, and now the free's paid for in the back. So the last of the potential frees, and Chris Scott doesn't like it on the Chemist Warehouse replay, but he never really ever does.
Mitchell's a problem for the Cats as much as Stevie J's a problem around the field. Mitchell's a problem with clearances now.
No, he's been outstanding, Sam Mitchell. 6 clearances, 21 disposals, 5 inside 50s, and the Chemist Warehouse replay. You can see where the free kick was, why it was paid by the umpire.
Chris Scott doesn't. We had another bang of the desk.
How many bangs tonight, Derm?
He's up to 6.
That's for Chris Scott. Here's the shot coming up for David Hale. He's been able to kick 2, he's missed 1, and that one looks
poster,
like it's going to be a poster.
Tim Moon's called the poster with glee. But they're costly misses.
Yeah.
In a game like this, as you called it, Goody, it's now an arm wrestle. Whoever goes forward and you have the occupation in your forward line, you must put it onto a 6-pointer.
Mackey kicks in for Bartel this quarter for air conditioning warehouse sales.
Bartel did well, took the mark. Handball away to Montlock, who just chips it in short. There's going to be Murdoch to pick it up. Handball away to Caddy. Fresh legs. Kicks the centre half forward. Hawkins takes the mark. He's outside the 50. He's got a man on. That's Selwood. And Selwood takes the mark, and he will go back and line up now from 40 metres. Oh,
that's play on.
He called the play on. He went for the centering kick, and now he plays on, and he kicks a goal. And the Cats are back in front here at the MCG by a point. 10-5-65, Hawthorn 9-10-64. And that is on the SEN Ripco Trade scoreboard.
Just quickly, Hawks are about to make their subway sub. Whitecross has got the vest off. Just waiting. I think it's going to be Bailey again. They make a habit of subbing Bailey out. I think that's going to happen again.
Well, when the Cats come on with a bit of run, so Bailey comes off and Hale goes. Hale's given them trouble up forward, though.
Yeah, that's an interesting call.
Yeah,
that's
but like I said,
going.
though, it's the run that I think has troubled Hawthorn. Yeah. So they can't allow them now to have another runner.
Goody.
These missed opportunities of Hawthorn, though, it's got to be a concern. Every time Geelong have gone inside 50 this quarter, they're hitting the scoreboard. They're actually taking their opportunities when Hawthorn are getting presented, they're actually missing.
10 entries for 2 goals 2 versus 6 entries for Geelong for 3 goals 1. They scramble out of the middle. Blitzar's good to Murdoch. Tough ball, crunch on the wing. There's 2 Cats down.
Hale's down.
A big clean up. Guthrie escapes. Guthrie's had a couple. He's lined them up and he's kicked a goal. A mighty goal. But there's a Geelong player. I think it's either Christensen or Stokes who's down on the wing.
And she's on in the middle of the ground here, boys. She's on.
Down in front of the members. They're going to figure next week, both teams. So they can't throw any. It's
Rivers and Birchall threw a couple of the beautiful jump.
Hale's
after being subbed out
straight off the ground.
1 minute ago, Hale is coming off with attention. We're watching on the Chemist Warehouse replay. He got knee on knee from Blitzar, and he's holding his left leg.
He's run off, Derm. I think he might be okay to come back on.
Perfect bump.
He copped him on the head. Just with I think it's a
body on body.
Yeah, but it did hit the head, so I think he could have some concussion, is what I'm saying.
He's got a bit of a mouse coming up on his cheekbone.
Yeah.
Gee, the way he looks, mate.
Guthrie's having some sort of a quarter. He's been fantastic on Rioli, and that run was outstanding.
His final series.
Yeah.
For a young kid.
I reckon he's had an outstanding season, Moons, but getting better and better. 11-5-71 to 9-10-64. 19 gone third term. That was a Chisholm game and goal of the night.
And we're back in the middle again. Sam Mitchell's kick has been smothered. He goes back in after it again. Kelly's got him wrapped up. That's close. It's Burgoyne though, got the handball away to Gibson, and Gibson now will go up inside the 50. Franklin, good spoil that time. Lonigan, Rioli tackle, got the handball out. Here goes Selwood, puts his head over it. Handball now to Mackie, under the pump, got the handball up, and it's Duncan. He's been tackled well by Sewell. That's close to going. Handball, Shields over the top. Gibson, he kicks it wide, very wide indeed. And it's been kept in by Gunston and then walked over by Mackie. And we'll have a throw in 45 metres around from the Hawks goal.
How good's this game, boys? Do these two teams ever play a dud game?
No, they don't, Rowan. 20 minutes gone, third quarter throw in. Hawthorn attacking. Vardy the tap. Lots of Hawks there to scramble. Whitecross got it to Lewis from the 50. Limp kick up towards 50, up towards full forward. Tapped away Lonigan. Fighting hard. Duncan scrambled to kick. It's dangerous. Hawthorn comes storming through. Birchall works onto the left, but he couldn't release it. Handball to Cyril. Put a bit of gap. Little handball. Shields smothered brilliantly by Blitzard. Got it to Kelly. Kelly got out of the tackle. Handball to Mackie, has been outstanding, but Lewis was there with the tackle to wrap him up. It came out to Gibson, and now Mitchell on the 50. Burgoyne in his sights, and Burgoyne marks, and will line up from 35 metres out.
I know Hawthorn got the ball, but that was wonderful defence from Geelong. That smother, the pressure they put on the ball. If it stays down there, there's a chance to get foot to the ball and get it to the right person. But the defence by Geelong on every occasion was wonderful.
You're spot on, but the tackle by Lewis.
Didn't let the ball out.
Didn't let the ball out. That, they were away then, Geelong. That comes out. All of a sudden now they're having a shot on goal on the back of that tackle.
And that's what powerful 14-stone midfielders do for you in these heavy physical games.
So shot for goal, Sean Burgoyne, such a pure player, an outstanding player for the Hawks, stands and delivers from 40 metres. Oh, what a game. 1 point the difference again. 11-5, 71 Geelong. They'd kicked the previous three. The Hawks counter with one of their own from Sean Burgoyne. 10-10, 70. Air conditioning warehouse sales this third term. SEN, preliminary final footy, wherever you're listening around Melbourne, around Victoria, around Australia, around the world. Send us an SMS 0438 98 11 16. 0433 98 11 16. Tell us where you're listening around the world.
You almost have got Hutto's home number.
Almost did. 1 point the difference, boys.
I reckon, boys, this game's gone from an uncontested style of game in the first half to now we're looking at a real contested game of footy.
It's a scrap up now.
So 1 point the margin. Vardy wings it down. Sam Mitchell gets the centre clearance again inside the 50. Bartel no mark. Gunston hunts after it. Got the handball. Piopolo, Sewell, Franklin. He sells the dummy one to Lonigan and then kicks smothered by Stevie J. Deflects away. Piopolo again. Handball out to Sewell. He's been caught. He gets the handball to Gunston, and Gunston goes up inside the...
Oh,
He paid it.
Rioli's been paid.
No, he's paid 3 on.
No play on it.
Umpire.
Duncan runs away with the football. He kicks it to half forward for the catch. Oh, great mark. It's been taken by Caddy. Caddy got the handball away. Motlop, handball over the top. Ponzi Adley into an open goal with the outside of the boot. It bounces the wrong way. He had Hawkins in the goal square. 1 point.
What happened
was
with
the
Cyril?
result. We'll have to look on the Chemist Warehouse replay.
Well, it looked like he paid the mark, but then they couldn't play advantage if they paid the mark.
No.
So I'm not sure
Two bad decisions.
what happened there.
Leitchi nearly no-balled on the kick in. Up goes Vardy. Oh, takes an outstanding... He couldn't play the man in front. No, he's paying Vardy. Or is he paying Selwood? No, he's paying Vardy. What an unbelievable mark.
Barco's just run on.
Stepped up a bit this game.
It has, and Barco's got to hold his ground here and try and mark. He looked to draw some contact. It's wide out at half forward. Barco, what a handball. Now you see it, now you don't. Stevie Modlock, he's going to bring the house down with that goal from the pocket. The Cats fans, who got the best view behind his shoulder in the forward pocket.
They reckon it's hit the post, clip the post.
Geez, Caddy's been important since he's come on.
He's actually been good. He's been thereabouts of the footy.
Yeah.
How many possessions here up to this
Okay, it's a
quarter?
review. It is a review.
But he's been around the footy.
Just big strong body.
Yep.
They're saying goal. So if it's inconclusive, it will be a goal. We're looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay now at all the different angles.
You got to pay it a goal.
Can't tell.
You can't tell from this footage.
So we're looking at
You've
four
got to
angles
pay
at
that
the
a goal.
moment.
It looks like it didn't really deviate in any...
But you can't really tell because there's nothing that gets the line of the ball from directly. You need a line of sight directly behind the ball to see the snickometer and a deviation of just, a single-figure digit degrees you're talking. So it's got to be a goal.
What a talent, Steve Motlop. That's his second for the night. Johnson with 4. That's if it's paid. And
Taking a while to say it's inconclusive.
Real looks confident here. He wants this kick in.
that's a goal.
That's a goal. Got to be a goal.
So Motlop kicks his second, and Geelong lead by 8 again. They are 12-6-78. Hawthorn at 10-10-70. Who's going to have anything left for the last quarter? I'm not sure we will.
You spoke, boys, about how the game's gone up in intensity. You look at all the individual acts of desperation that you've seen in this quarter. I reckon we would have seen 5 or 6, maybe even 7 smothers. We've seen some quality tackles of Lewis. You saw Caddy's body work down here.
Yep.
The important one-on-one on Selwood on the other side. The individual acts and the desperation of this game's gone right up to another level.
I'll tell you what, we just saw the handball of the year.
Replay of the
God.
Cyril mark. He must have played play on. Play on.
He's gone for a handball off the ground because he didn't hear the call.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
it?
bad umpiring.
So here's Rioli trying to get out of the middle. He slipped at the crucial moment, picked up by Selwood. Handball away. Kelly couldn't take it. He goes again. Kelly got the handball on. Selwood's boxed on well. He can't pick it up cleanly. He's going to go have a crack again. Barco will enter the fray. Coming through Brian Lake. Great work. Got the handball away to Sam Mitchell. Back to Lake. Tackled. Got the handball away. Hale's been tackled. He got his handball out. Piopolo. Tackle ball by Jimmy Bartell. Ball to be won. They all pile on top. We might get a stoppage. And the umpire hovering. Who's on the bottom of that pack? Is there someone in some stripe? No, give it to me, the umpire says. We'll have a ball up.
The last few minutes, we talk about running fitness, the last few minutes, whoever's done the most work in the weight room is going to be really well served here.
Cats by 8. How good is this contest? Tapped away Hale to the wing. Kelly, there's warriors everywhere off the ground. Shields. A fumble, a rare one from Mackie. It is slippery. Was able to win it back. And the All-Australian dance away. Kicks it deep. Motlop again. Slides in, didn't mark. Well done, Whitecross. Came once, came twice. Got the ball at half-back. Got it to Mitchell. He knew where his skipper was. Back to Hodge. Had to bend down. He's caught. He hammered her onto the wing. 2-on-1. Hawthorn's favour. The numbers prevail. Hale marks. It's 12-6-78 Geelong. 10-10-70 Hawthorn. Dumps it with Isaac Smith. Bit of a dodgy one. Looks well placed though for Guerra. Across the ground he marks it on the members. Half-back for the Hawks. Cats lead by 8:26 minute mark.
Oh, poor kick. Uncharacteristic. Easy mark. Jimmy Bartell on the intercept. He goes inboard. Steve Johnson takes it, still on the members' wing, and then short again to Selwood, who's just going to go back over his mark and slow things down.
Geez, Geelong have really got to do something with Mitchell. 14 ERM business energy stats for the quarter. Birchall 12 as well.
Inboard into Guthrie.
Do you worry about that if you've actually kicked 5 to Hawthorn's 3 though?
But does it eventually start to take its toll when you've got someone just doing that much damage?
Well, they're doing some damage the other way though.
Kicks the half board. Miller couldn't trap it. Here's Barco. He can't take it cleanly. Lake again comes steaming through. Got the handball away. Burgoyne going to be close to out. The full is out. And free kick to the Cats. Caddy will take it as Geelong lead it by 8 points.
Quickly into Duncan as Geelong advance just a little. Some leads made, one by Lonigan ignored. And so Duncan's going to kick it deep into the heavy populated pocket. Podsy, Adley and Hawkins both fly. Climbing higher Lake. Came to ground Whitecross with energy. He's kicked it out on the full to Subway Sub. And the free kick is going to go to Josh Caddy.
Having a good run here, the Cats.
Yeah.
Now they need to. Well, they've kicked 5 for the quarter to Hawthorn. So they need to put another. Well, they've got not 80 seconds on. They need at least another one here because they're having a good run here. Short chip pass into the forward line.
Knocked away from Johnson.
I reckon
Bad kick, bad lead.
Yeah, I reckon for the last minute and a half, it'd be good if Hawthorn just got some control of the footy. Just went into the quarter, 8 points down.
70 seconds remaining in the third term. Geelong by 8. They're 50 from goal. Throw in. Off the ground, Piopolo. He'll go again, but he has to counter Stokes. Slipped out of the tackle. Aimed it up to full forward. Podsy Adley. Higher than all was Lake. Here's Motlop again with some more brilliance. Got the handball out to Taylor. He brushes off the tackle and squirts the kick and goal. Oh, they lead by 14, the Cats. Harry Taylor kicks the goal. The defender is off on the forward. And what a time for it with 53 seconds on the clock. Chisholm and Gaiman, goal of the night contender. 13-6-84 to 10-10-70. Our analyst Simon Goodwin and Derm, of course, with us tonight for Quick Fix Solutions.
Once again, whoever gets the ball forward into their half of the ground, rarely does it go the complete run of the field to a goal the other way, like so much modern day football. The pressure to hold it in is resulting in shots on goal. And let's be honest, 13-6. So they're kicking 2 goals out of every 3 shots. Hawthorn are only kicking 1 goal out of every 2 shots.
53 seconds left on the clock. His caddy been important since coming on. Handball out wide. It's going to be Duncan to pick it up on the outer side wing. Got some time. He gets the handball forward. Chance here for Corey, kept it low, it's inside the 50. Hawkins, good pick up, got the handball out to Murdoch, he's been tackled and lost it. Caddy will go after it again.
30 seconds.
Picked up, Christensen, he works himself into some space, he goes to Stokes almost, it tumbles out towards the boundary line. It's going to be Shields to get there first, he wants the line, and he kick it off the deck, on the full, which boot did it come off?
It came off the long boot, I think.
It's going to be a Hawthorn 3.
Tommy Hawkins having a bit of trouble with Brian. He's pulled his jumper over his head. And
They don't know, I don't think.
no, there's enough
Definitely
ice
off the Geelong boat.
It came off Rivers.
Yep, it's going to be a Hawthorn 3.
Yep, right call.
In the back pocket, so well spotted by the umpire. Cats by 14.
I still don't reckon he knows for
18
sure.
seconds left. Yeah, came off a Cats.
He's just going to throw it in.
It was absolutely on the Chemist Warehouse replay. And because they don't know, they're going to throw it in.
They could have gone to the review.
Oh, no, they can't. Obviously, not a score. Throw in.
Not a score, yep.
Comes to Hale. Here's Murdoch. He's got a little half chance. And it almost is a full chance. Oh, they'll be talking about that for years. What a mistake. It's a goal to Murdoch.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
That's an umpire's goal. That was a crucial error.
20 points Geelong lead by. Right on the 3/4 time siren.
That's blown out all of a sudden, hasn't it? That's a big lead in the context of this game.
That for if Geelong are able to win by a small margin, they will talk about that moment.
Win, lose or
as
draw.
the Kennett curse.
And what a great goal from
That
Murdoch.
was a super snap.
Oh, amazing
Kicked it
stuff.
really well. He started really shaky, but he's worked into the game, especially from the second half now. He's actually got his mojo happening. Ripping goal on the non-dominant side.
I think all their kids now are starting to pick up the tempo and starting to come through.
Cats by 20. There's siren time not too far away. The Hawks get the clearance up inside the 50. Can they sneak a late one? Time ticking down. There's the siren. It's 3/4 time. And the Cats lead it by 20 points.
And Selwood and Vardy in the ruck here. Mitchell's gone forward.
Cats by 20 points. Hawks with the work to do. A grand final awaits. One of these two teams are underway. It's going to be Caddy into the thick of the action. First up, handball away to Christensen. On to Bartell. On to Selwood. Here they go, the Cats. Kicks the half forward. Fresh area that time from Birchall. Unsuccessful. Picked up. Oh, Sewell. And then Lake lost his footing. Gibson's under the pump. He got the handball out. Whitecross will try and force his way through. He's been tackled. And we're going to have a ball up inside the 50 for the Cats.
You've got to love Geelong's intensity. I reckon they've gone in this quarter. Let's start really fast. They have.
Tap down from Hale at centre half back. Caddy, who's been terrific. He's caught this time. His wing was clipped, holding the ball. Good tackle from the Hawks. They ganged up on him successfully. And it's going to be...
I didn't see that.
No, it was grabbed away by the Hawthorn player.
Don't forget the pattern of some of those recent games has been Geelong, but having the lead and Hawthorn stormed back in the last quarter.
Yeah, exactly. And Hawthorn have been a good last quarter team this year, and Geelong not so. So Burgoyne shorts to Lake, and then across to Shields. It's all happening at half back. A minute gone in this last term. 14-6-90 plays 10-10-70.
Handball in, and it's going to be Isaac Smith to rush the kick. As a result, it's out on the full.
Forced him onto his non-dominant side, the right foot.
Yep.
Slewed the kick.
Clarko will be spewing with that. I reckon that was an easy kick. He said he
Down the line,
handballed it, and he made him have to play on.
But again, it's the Geelong kids who look composed. It's the Hawks kids that are starting to make those little fundamental errors.
Here's Sir Duncan now on the mark, so he can just stroll up, take a bounce, and then kick the half forward for the Cats. Hawkins the target, off hands, here's Christensen, great speed, forward pocket, Christensen out in the full. Running at full tilt, free kick Hawks, margin still 20 in favour of the Cats.
Now you got that one.
How many goals, Durham, do you think Geelong would need?
2.
Only 2.
2 goals. If they get the first 2, they kill off Hawthorn.
Birchall marks from the short kick from Whitecross and then gathers himself and kicks it wide to Shields, who decides to keep going. Got the call along the wing from Bruce. Mackie has him covered in the air. Bruce tried to slap it to himself, but Mackie wouldn't budge, and he watches it over the line successfully and out of bounds. SEN winebrothers.com.au scoreboard. $5 million liquor clearance this weekend, 120 Gipp Street, Collingwood. Scoreboard is 14-6-90 to 10-10-70.
Ball back into play. Hodge was up there, knocked down Piopolo. Wriggles out of the Corey tackle. Handball away to Sewell. Sewell puts it up inside the 50. Franklin, good. Knock away by Lonigan. Oh, wonderful work. Bruce back to Buddy. Buddy kicks a goal.
A bit Wayne Harms-ish.
Bruce slapped it back in from the boundary line onto the boot of Buddy and through it went.
Cats claiming it hit the post, but the umpires had a good enough view, said no.
Come on, you've had a good run.
That was extraordinary. Margin back to 14 points.
Jeez.
On 11-10-76 Hawthorn.
I'm only reporting what I saw there.
I'm talking about the team.
Okay.
They've been blessed so far.
You can see Hawks have made a structural change. So, boys, they're bringing their forwards right up the ground and they're trying to isolate Buddy a little bit deeper now. It's a distinct difference to the way they've been playing.
Well, Hawthorn's game style is this kick mark. Now, it's perfect for them right now in this last quarter when the opposition are tired, everyone's fatigued. There should be a lot more space to lead into. It just now depends on if Hawthorn are fit enough to actually do that.
Buddy Franklin's first goal comes at the 3-minute mark of the last quarter.
Hang on, they're going back
having
for the
a
review.
I saw him signal for the review in the centre circle.
This is a point. Just go nuts.
They can't do it on that.
No, well, what we're seeing, they can't.
They took their time calling.
Tell you what, Ruffy's calling them down. Ruffy's calling all his players
that's just
down.
professionalism.
No, that's a good point.
Oh,
No, you can't
you
judge
can't
it on
call
that.
it on that. You can't
That's
call it on
fine.
that. It's a goal.
Might have touched the post, but you can't call it on that footage.
There's a few angry Hawthorn fans tonight.
What did they want the point?
The very rough end of the pineapple.
14-6-90 Geelong, 11-10-76. So the Hawks get that all-important goal at the start of the last.
This is where the kicking comes in right about now. 21 shots Hawthorn, 20 to Geelong, but they hold a 14-point lead.
Centre bounce Blitzards and kicked out of the air by Caddy. What an inspired performance from him so far. To half forward, Whitecross went equally as hard for the Hawks. Burgoyne was dumped, but they had some good assistance on hand. It's flipped out wide, and now they can run. Gunston, Mitchell. Oh, he fumbled after he had a bounce. He's gone back and got it again. And Gunston had to keep on coming to provide an option. Low ball in the Rioli direction. He leaps but can't mark. It got through the cracks out the back. Bruce, left foot kick, smart kick.
Well done, Bruce.
Nice cutting
Shields
down.
marks. I think it's Guthrie, is it?
Guthrie, that's behind play. Let's try and get a look at this, the Chemist Warehouse replay, and see if we can catch this off camera.
Not going to get it. He's already down.
So it's Shields who has the shot for goal. He's not happy, Guthrie, in the Chemist Warehouse replay, but Shields, who missed a crucial one in last year's grand final.
In the words of Chopper,
But this
stop your whinging.
This is plumb in front. This is 30 metres out. It's a goal Hawthorn need. They stay down. The Hawks fans at that end, and they are everywhere. Stay down.
He's coming off Guthrie too.
13 points the difference. 14-6-90 Geelong. 11-11-77 Hawthorn. This quarter for Foxtel. Watch every round of the 2014 Toyota AFL Premiership season live with no ad breaks, siren to siren on Fox Footy.
Back into play, Steve Johnson, handball away to Motlop,
he's
kicks
just
the
come
wing,
off the
all by
bench.
Lonesome Corey, just off the bench, takes the mark, looks up, kicks the centre half forward, Hawkins takes the grab. Now he's just outside the 50, he's going to go back over his mark.
Get it in there, he's got Blitzarves outside in Guerra.
He's got Podsiadly deep too, so he sends in that direction. Podsiadly, Blitzarves, thumped away, and it's going to be Gibson. In the back pocket, handball away to Birchall. They'll reload the Hawks. Handball off to Sam Mitchell. Comes out towards the member side wing again. Tumbling footy out.
Oh, that's out in the full.
And out on the full, off the boot. Buddy Franklin, nothing going right for the Hawks. And it's going to be a free kick going to Lonigan on the wing.
They have reduced the lead though from 20 back to 13. Selwood marks the short kick from Lonigan, sends it wide. Hawkins the target. He outbodied Lake on the first part, but Lake came back hard to split the contest. Had it over and out with some help from Lewis. 35 metres around from the Geelong goal.
I'll tell you what, the amount of bad karma the Hawks have had tonight, if Geelong win, the Kennett curse, that's a living, breathing thing.
Truly alive.
Boundary throw in, Vardy against Hale. They split it, goes to the front. Caddy and two Hawks. Well done, Caddy. Good strong body work. Stratton hits back with a handball, but Steve Johnson spinning every which way. Could have been holding the ball. The umpire says keep on going. Caddy and Stratton too strong that time till he was caught. Mitchell off the ground, gets it away from the goalkeeper. Like effort from Bartel, and it's over the line. 65 metres to goal. We're getting a wide shot, Derm, of Guthrie. And it was Roughhead that got him.
Picked him off.
Yeah. It's a body check.
Wasn't bad.
So 13 points to margin. Cats lead just outside the 50.
Just took the wind out of it.
For Geelong, knocked down Vardy. Steve Johnson tackled immediately. Killer goes off the deck. It's going to be Stratton. They're almost through it. Comes to Caddy. Caddy's been tackled. Got rid of that tackler. Under the boot, a goal! He kicks the goal for the Cats.
Oh, this has been the greatest sub of all time.
He's been sensational, Caddy.
He stood up through the tackle. He did the full 360, and it wasn't a hard tackle. He was always going to lose it if he kept moving the body. So it wasn't he's held it too long in the tackle. He's actually controlled his body movement through that tackle.
10 disposals for Caddy, 4 contested in the Chisholm game and goal of the night.
Certainly was, and they know Bayside. 15-6. Good evening to Sam and Torsten. 15-6, 96 to 11-11, 77. Back to that 19-point margin, boys. And the tech's gone quiet at the back.
We can't get a word in with you, blokes.
All of a sudden, the crowd noise doesn't sound as good, does it?
And I reckon if
Centre bounce.
you wouldn't give a week to Guthrie for that act.
Over the top goes Burgoyne. They scramble. He's going to win a free for holding the ball here, Burgoyne.
That dog's actually running into rugby.
And it was Corey on the bottom of it. So
now there's
Burgoyne,
room for Franklin. He's calling it one out.
he goes for a scrubby old kick. Put the
Exactly
ball
what
anywhere.
they've done over the
They're
years.
getting each other's road, but Mackie somehow takes the mark.
And all of a sudden, the composure of that, what we saw last week, a couple of weeks ago against Sydney, the start of the game, the composure now from Hawthorn going inside 50. This has just been a shot. They're panicking. They don't need to.
Careful kick to Johnson, who goes out to Taylor. Well-designed kick. He can up and take the mark at halfback. Wine Brothers scoreboard. $5 million liquor clearance this weekend. 120 Gibbs Street, Collingwood. 11-11, 77 Hawthorn. 15-6, 96 Geelong. Taylor, high ball to the wing. Everyone gets a chance. Brian Lake, the best. He realised it. Hugged in the chest mark carefully. And he handballs it back to the left-footed Birchall, who got attacked by Blitzar, so he's able to stretch the handball to Stratton. Chances the arm a bit through the middle. Shields going to be caught well. It came away to Mitchell. Shakes off the first and the second tackle. Bit of a standstill. Spreads it wide. Across out to the southern wing. On the bounce, it's Guerra. Turns onto the left. He'll flip it short to Roughhead. Cats by 19. 10 minutes gone last quarter.
Back to Guerra. Guerra goes up for Whitecross, and that's a good mark, Whitecross. He's still a long way from home, though.
Hill's just come off the bench here, running out the back of this pack.
So Whitecross, he's just forward of the wing. He's on the outer side for the Hawks. He puts it up inside the 50 for Hawthorn. Franklin will fly. Big thump away that time by Duncan it was. It's over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in 50 metres around from Hawthorn's goal.
Do you reckon Geelong are going to be able to slow it down to this level for another 20 minutes?
So ball back into play. Look at the time clock. We'll check the time clock in a moment. Here's Sam Mitchell. Hands and knees, got the handball away. Isaac Smith only just got out of that tackle. Then Selwood smothered the Sewell kick. It's over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in 55 metres around from Hawthorn's goal.
Mitchell, 32 disposals in this game. Steve Johnson, 26 for ERM Business Energy. Still 13 and a half minutes to go. Throw in at half forward. Shields, kick smothered again, run down by Selwood. Off to Varco, the speed is on. Kicks to half forward. It's into the space a bit Motlop, but well filled by Guerra. Came hard the other way for the Hawks. Kicks and kicks very smartly. Up to Lewis. Forward of the wing, southern side. Up into the Friday night lights he drives. But that's brilliantly handled for the Cats by Stokes.
Had
and
to
what
take
a
the
season
risk.
he's played.
Had to take the risk and come inboard to the centre square. Hawthorn had numbers going through the centre square, but as time's gone on, they've actually played safer later into the year, keeping the boundary.
So Lonergan's got it now. He's at right half back. He looks to the outer side wing. All avenues covered at the moment, so he's going to roll the dice and kick it and hope for the best. It's going to be Barney to fly. Couldn't take the mark. Selwood doing the roving work. Handball away. This is Caddy again. Kick smothered. Deflects away. It's been picked up well by Rivers. Caddy goes after it again. He bends over. He's been tackled. He got his handball away. Guthrie attacks. Motlop's got it now on the wing. Handball Kelly. He's been tackled by Burgoyne. Not holding the ball, handball, Burgoyne, good work, he got it out the Hill. Hill kicks a high ball, centre half forward, doubling back, Rivers.
Free kick against Duncan.
Free kick, it's going to go the Hawks' way, 75 metres out.
Quick kick short from Bruce was good to Isaac Smith, just beyond his range. He settles, one-on-one is Gunston, he's got other idea. He wants Buddy or Lewis. Lewis won the raffle. Just too far out to score. Gunston still one-on-one with Bartel. That's where it heads. Bartel, Gunston got help at the last minute. And again, it's Jared Rivers And hasn't he lifted as this game's gone on?
They've lost
former
a bit.
demon.
Bailey going off. I know they wanted the run, but allowing Hale to stay close to goal has hurt Hawthorn.
I spoke to
inside
soon.
50.
Out on the full from Jared Rivers. This quarter for Foxtel. Watch every round of 2014 Premiership Live. No ad break, siren to siren. But it's 2013 we're about now. 11 minutes 41 to go on the CompuStore clock. And it's a Hawthorn ball. And it's with Buddy Franklin. He's got to defy all sorts of laws to kick this goal from behind the boundary.
Well, actually, we know he could.
Well, we've said that before, Moons.
He's far enough out that he'll just go with his natural...
perfect kick.
It's the wrong side for any normal left footer, for any mortal. He has to cover 55 metres. From outside the boundary, Buddy Franklin gives it everything and just about got there. It was fisted through on the very, very last line at the 11th hour for a behind by Blitzarves. It's 15-6-96 Geelong. It's 11-12-78 Hawthorn. Winebrothers.com.au scoreboard.
If they get this to Geelong's forward line, they win the game.
So Bartel brings it back into play. No one can take the mark. Birchall got the handball away. Stratton and now Sam Mitchell been enormous tonight. Mitchell has to quickly get the kick away. It's up inside the 50. Jimmy Bartel couldn't take it. Ball hits the deck. Kelly tackled. Handball out. Christensen just out the back door. He got the handball back to Jimmy Bartel. He's able to get the clearing kick away. Opens the door here. Hill kicks the goal for Hawthorn. Just what they needed, the Hawks. And we're back to a 12-point ball game. Hawthorn 12-12-84. The Cats are 15-6-96. All this action with thanks to Foxtel.
The Burgoyne tackle.
That's how you got to give that to Burgoyne.
He dragged down Jimmy Bartel on the tackle, which made the kick skim out. Just forward line pressure. Why I said Geelong win the game if they clear 50 is because whoever gets it into their forward line, it stays there for 5 minutes. There's 11 minutes left on the clock. Geelong get it to the other end. They drink up that 5 minutes. Not enough time for Hawthorn to win from there. Gobble up that 3-goal lead inside, 9 minutes or so.
Do you reckon Bartel should have knocked that through?
Probably. In hindsight.
I don't think he realised he had that much pressure on him.
Centre bounce takes place. Geelong's lead whittled away to 12 now. Could have been high, but not on Blitzarves. Play on. Now it's high.
It's a late call.
It was, yeah. Maybe he was waiting to see if they took it cleanly out. They didn't. He's paid the 3 to Blitzarves.
There's a fair match-up for the last quarter in the middle. Hodge to Selwood.
Some uncertainty, so he drives it long. Podsy, Adley and Hawkins, they Posse for position. They can't. Johnson lunging out of energy, out of effort. Sock it away from the Hawks by Stratton. Now Isaac Smith to use his pace. Gathers it. He's on the wrong side. Had to fight to get back on the left, so he handballs to Rioli. Not a bad option. Cyril got away from Duncan. Duncan tapped it back to Rioli. He paddled it to the good of Shields. They're on the wing. There's tired legs, but Hill can skim across the surface. Handball to Bruce. The Hawks building. He breaks the tackle, but a smother from Varco. Terrific. But they've got it into the 50. It's out of bounds.
And it's Hawthorn, to me, with all the run now. That Geelong, see that 5-minute period, looked like they just wanted to go safe. They needed to get another goal on board. Now all of a sudden Hawthorn, we talk about momentum, they've got it.
Weeks break.
15 minutes gone, CompuStore clock, last quarter, 30 metres around from goal, Matty.
Ball back into play, here's Sewell battling away for it with Kelly, they're both having a crack. The umpire says give it to me just inside the 50 for the Hawks.
Just remember that stat, boys, 23 of the last 26 preliminary finals have been won by the side with the rest.
So there's the ball up, Hodge third man up, got the knock down, but it's over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in.
Goody, do you, if you're Geelong now, you're thinking, we need to get an extra goal. We know we need to get one, but do you just put some numbers around the ball?
Yeah, they need to score. What you've seen here, they're actually going to go with 6-4s. They're actually going to continue to play the game for as long as they can here, I reckon, the Cats.
Ball back into play. Here's Selwood. Was he taken high? No. Caddy wrapped up. That's going to be close.
He went back in.
And give it to me, the umpire says. 48 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. Cats by 12.
You make a good point, though, Moose. You've got a decision to make. Do you want to slow the game down more, or do you want to actually score? They need to score, I reckon.
Oh, watch out. Here's Cyril Rioli. It had to come at some time, but he screwed the kick back too far.
He saw where that ball was going before it hit the ruckman's hands. No, it was a big roundhouse swipe to the outside. He changed direction to get to that outside.
Having the effects pump Pumped up too, Jace. Kick in. Knocked away from Harry Taylor. It's back to 11 points now. They're within 2 goals, the Hawks. Taylor paddles to Mackie with great expertise to Taylor. It's all on the line. Out to half-back Murdoch. Did it come off his boot? No. We'll have a throw in. They've got it about 75 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. There's 9 minutes remaining. Dermot Moons tonight for Quick Fix Solutions, Business Rescue and Insolvency Solutions. But it's 15-6-96 to 12-13-85.
Ball back into play. It's going to be Corey to win it. Oh, fumble. And then Selwood went without it. Goes back in for a second helping. Saul got him locked up. A high tackle. High contact. Selwood free kick.
Goody, if it's long, do you push those numbers up around that ball, up around the stoppages, and hopefully get that one out the back on the break?
Yeah, it seems to be what worked for him earlier, was getting a few numbers up. You know, I'm not sure why they've gone away from it. They're definitely playing 6-4s now.
Selwood short, Caddy takes it, still on the wing, out of side.
This is their most important kick. They have to retain possession, so they go inside forward 50 so that they can lock the ball in there and eat up the clock.
So kicks out on the full.
That's left them enough width on the ground now.
Hawthorn will take the free. Gibson left half back. Cats by 11.
Just from down here, boys, you can tell Hawthorn's got all the running.
Well, they played on at half-back dangerously. Guerra sensed the situation. Jammed it on the boot. Favoured Bruce. Well done, Caddy again. Got the initial knock. Steve Johnson got a clever handball out wide for Stokes. True wing, southern side. Aims up Podsy Adley, but Lake saw it coming and floated across the top and takes the mark.
There's a lot of time. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock.
That's what I was saying with Hawthorn. They didn't need to panic when they were bombing it in there. They had plenty of time to get these goals.
More short stuff from the Hawks. Guerra back to Isaac Smith. And now he runs into the back pocket away from Rivers. No, not paid enough for distance. Guerra knew that, so he marked a would-be mark and kicked it quickly. Stokes got overran and interfered with, and they're about to take the advantage, but they decide not to, which again is a bit of a change of their frame of mind. It looks like they're trying to hold on rather than run through. The lead is 11 points this quarter for Foxtel. Watch every round of the 2014 Toyota AFL Premier Season live with no ad breaks, siren to siren with Fox Footy.
Up inside the 50, ball hits the deck. Podsy Adley trying to win it at ground level. Handball out by Christensen towards the boundary line. Stevie J was his target. It's out, and we'll have a throw in 50 metres around.
I think there might be some injury issues for Whitecross, the sub. He's sitting up the back of the box. Doesn't look like he might be coming back on.
So down a rotation perhaps. Ball back into play. And here's Isaac Smith locked up in the tackle by Corey. Ball up again.
This is the occupation now. Yeah, they've got it in their footer. 55 from goal, and they're able to just smother the ball and keep it there, the Cats.
Here's Mitchell winning another clearance to half forward. The race is on. Guess who? Cirioli. He's looming. His little soccer. He's able to gather it in now. Cyril. He looks up. Might go himself. Going forward. Almost Burgoyne. Good work, Mackie. Burgoyne doesn't give up the ghost. He wins it again. Gunston. Gunston kicks the goal. A goal for Hawthorn. Great work, Burgoyne. And they're within 5 points of the Cats.
They came up too far, the Cats, on that lock-in.
They do that a lot.
I reckon, boys, the Cats have got to get back to playing the game again. To me, they're going way too safe with the ball. They're actually backing themselves in with this long down the line kick all the time. I want to see them start to take the game on and win this game. They need to kick at least 2 goals to win this game, Geelong.
And again, it comes from Mitchell. Again, he's just so classy, so much time, so much ability in those stoppages. He's the one that just dodged and weaved and took that extra 3 steps out of that stoppage and then kicked it long over the top on his left foot. And then it was just a foot race, which he knew Hawthorn always had the advantage.
So it's back to 5 points. The Hawks in this last quarter have gradually started to wear the Cats down. They've kicked 3-3-1 straight. What will Geelong's response be? Vardy jumps hard, but his tackle was high as he followed up his ruck work, and the free kick is going to Piopolo.
Just an epic version of it, isn't he?
Just behind the centre, so they all flood forward. Franklin a long target. He's going to go wide. Well, no, he does go back towards Franklin and Roughhead and Hale. Cats slap it away, but it falls for Lewis. They're a kick away from being in front, the Hawks, as Bruce takes the mark. 35 metres out. 26 shots, scoring shots, Hawthorn. Geelong 21. And they're 5 points adrift, the Hawks. The crowd is 85,569 at the MCG. Fair kick from Lewis. Bruce. Oh, the nerves will be jangling for any player. Oh, and he's missed. He's hooked it badly. It limps back for a behind. His left shoulder dropped, I reckon, 6 inches lower than his right on the kick.
He got really tight on that.
He's kicked
and when
one
you do
goal,
that,
3, Derm.
when you do that, when you drop your shoulders, you're looking at it with predominantly your right eye, and you pull the ball to hard left.
Ball back into play. It's to be Franklin to go after it. Provides the shepherd for Sam Mitchell, who goes off the deck up inside the 50.
Well
Guthrie got the handball back to Mackie under the pump. He handball's taken by Brewster, who's been tackled. Lewis picks up the loose ball. Handball away. Gunston, Burgoyne into an open goal. And Burgoyne puts the Hawks in front.
Now it swings Geelong way. They have to get proactive now, and this might be the blessing in disguise for Geelong, because Hawthorn, when they're down by 20 points, they roll the dice. For the first time, Hodge comes out of the back line, goes into the middle. He's had a bit of it, but his presence has been good. They've actually started to get the ball moving. They've wasted a few long shots, but they've been proactive because they've been forced to. Now Geelong get the chance to say, you know what, we're dead in the water unless we get proactive. So they need Selwood to step up, they need Johnson to step up, and they need to run and carry the ball. This is designed right now for Motlop to take centre stage.
Just don't think they've got any run left, Dern. They look flat.
Well, that's those types of blokes. It's going to be the grunt of Selwood and the brilliance of Motlop.
4 goals, 4-1 straight, and Hawthorn are hungry for more. Mitchell ducks into the tackle, out of it with a handball to Lewis. He's got Franklin in mind. Buddy boy couldn't take the mark. It falls out the back. A stumbling Bruce hurled it away, trying to get it to Surioli. Bruce comes up again. Great stuff by the Hawks. The cut and thrust and the parry. It's dribbled through for a behind.
Gee, you got that one out.
Rioli
Luckily, Hutto.
squeezed it through.
Thought you were going to do a Jared Healy on us then.
14-15, 99 Hawthorn on the cusp of getting that magical 100 mark, Durham. 15-6, 96. Bartel goes the talk down the middle. Got to Taylor. His kick all important. It went between 3 cats. Shoving his way through Hale. Magnificent with sheer will. Geelong still have some numbers. Corey goes to ground as he dived on it.
Harry Taylor.
Oh, they've missed one there, the Cats. Boy, have they missed an opportunity.
But that's what key backs do. He's slow hand to foot, so he did well to run off, just not his time to actually know what to do under pressure like that.
There's the ball up. Who can get the clearance? Going to be Isaac Smith. Gets the kick to half forward. It's a rough head flying. Harry Taylor, the big spoil, down to Sewell. Sewell got the handball back to Gunston. He scrambled the handball out to Isaac Smith. Handball on. Burgoyne. Little short pass. Gets it to Hill. Hill now can straighten up. It's way out to the left-hand side for Hill. And it's through for another point for Hawthorn. And they lead by 4.
Boys, I've been watching Motlop. He's sitting deep inside forward 50 for Geelong. Get him up the ground and get his explosive run and see if they can split this game open.
4 minutes 20 though, kick in. Stokes is smothered, has to go and make good, which he does. Handball to Duncan. They take it carefully out of the 50, up to the wing. Podgy Adley, every mark, kick and handball crucial. He didn't mark it, he did squeeze the handball out. It's a 50-50 contest on the wing, and it's Shields with great resilience. Tapped it back to Mitchell. They scramble, they jump all over him. Corey's there, we're down inside 4 minutes. Hawthorn by 4 points. Off the ground, the soccer comes back to Sewell, and the Hawks can set up. The mark is taken by Gunston.
Buddy's out.
Buddy's in the 50, but he goes shorter than that. Shorter than that, he goes to Hodge.
Now the danger can be for Hawthorn. It's within a goal, 3.5 minutes. They could actually think, let's play a little bit of time here.
Oh, abbreviate the kick, poor kick, and Duncan takes the mark for Geelong. We're down to 3 minutes 30. Hawthorn 100, Geelong 96.
And Duncan kicks it to the middle, but Stratton comes in and takes the mark. Stratton in the middle. 4 points the margin. He's going to go back, use all the time up.
Tom Hawkins fit would make that contest.
Goes out to Birchall. Birchall goes out to Luke Hodge. He's just going to hold it up for a moment. Time ticking away. 3 minutes left on the clock. He goes into Hill. And they're just working with it well. Handball off to Birchall, running at full tilt. He goes top of the goal square. Roughhead sets himself. Great mark, Duncan. Last line of defence for the Cats.
Some heroes out there on both sides. It's that sort of night. 2 minutes 50. Again, they go right down the middle, chancing the arm. Stratton takes a fantastic mark with a death-defying leap. He is 55 metres out from goal, and he has dragged it down. They're the sort of moments that matter. What a mark from Ben Stratton. He gets it off. Guerra with the run-up. Won't be a goal, not yet. Roughhead climbs, can't mark. Mackies, it hits the turf. Puopolo, they wrap him up. Palopolo and also Harry Taylor. And it's through for a behind. We're down to 2 minutes 16. Jeff's got the beret on. He's prancing around. Hawthorn lead by 5. The Cats are away off half-back.
And it's Steve Johnson to Selwood. Selwood goes to the wing. Mark taken by Christensen. Handball away to Kelly. Kelly puts it up towards half-forward. Doubling back. Bartel, no mark. Good work, Gibson. Held his nerve. He kicks it to the wing. And Sandwich and Lewis spoil each other. Still Hawthorn though. Handball over the top. It's going to be Blitzarms to attack. Couldn't take it cleanly. Ball out to be won. Blitzarms dives on the football. He wants a stoppage. He could be gone. He knocks it out. And it's going to be Sam Mitchell out to Birchall. He's close to the boundary line. Birchall. He gets it onto the boot. He kicks a very wide ball. And Taylor knocks it away from Hale. It's over. Ball had it thrown 50 metres around from Hawthorn's goal. They lead by 5 points.
So it's a throw in. It's the southern half forward flank. Hawthorn by 5. They're in attack. Blitzar's got the tap. Hurried kick away. Fell for Mitchell. No mark. He's about to be tackled. He realised it. He handballed to Sewell. They refused to release the kick and try and give it back to Geelong. They might have just been a bit too cute. It's back in hot dispute. It's 60 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. Sewell this time takes them on. Handball to Piopolo. He breaks the tackle. He gets it wide to half forward. It's a squeeze kick to the top of the square. And Roughhead, is it over? It is. Scores are level. I should say. One goal. It's an even goal. And they're going to run it away. The Cats through Steve Johnson. He's about to be tackled, but he kicks into the middle.
He does. And Motlop takes it on the second ball. He's been called to play on. He tried to get the handball away, then he was stopped. In comes Hawkins. Handball out. Taken by Selwood. Gives it away to Steve Johnson. Stevie J looks up. He puts it onto the boot. Almost a mark. Barco Bumble takes it. He turns around. Straightens up. Travis Barco. It swings. It's out to the right. It's 1 point. It is 1 point.
Just lost it then.
No, it's 30 seconds, Moon. They're going to force Hawthorn, unless Hawthorn can get 3 uncontested possessions here, they will force Hawthorn to kick to a contest.
There's one doom. They get it in safely to Hodge. And he's going to let this clock count down. Oh, imagine the feelings right around this MCG. We're down to 20 seconds.
Here's the contest.
Hodge to the wing. It's Podsiadly. It's Hale. Podsiadly couldn't quite. Hale's got it at the ground level. The clock continues to tick. Shields. We're down to 10. They've got it now. They've got it, Hawthorn. Piopolo. Handballs it wide to Roughhead. He'll kick it to Cirioli. The siren will sound. And Hawthorn will win. Now the siren, it must have gone. No one can hear it.
No, it's cancelled out, but the umpire said siren's gone. So Buddy misses the goal.
Hawthorn,
they didn't hear it through the screens.
Hawthorn are into the grand final. Jeff, who? It's the Cats cursing now. The Hawks win by 5. Another amazing night of football, an incredible contest. Look at the Hawthorn fans around the MCG. They celebrate as one. They're into the grand final.
This quarter of SEN football was brought to you by Foxtel. Watch every round of the 2014 Toyota AFL Premiership season live with no ad break siren to siren on Fox Footy. Match review for Harvey Norman Factory Outlets, the big green buildings at Dandenong, Ringwood and Richmond.
There's tears around the MCG. Tears of joy for the Hawthorn fans and I guess despair for the Cats, but mainly it's the Hawks fans are jumping. Jeff's taken the beret. The big thumbs up from Jeff. He's on the screen. The curse is broken. The Hawks win. It was a game of mistakes and opportunities. Some
First to
taken,
100,
some not.
First to 100.
Yeah.
That's why I said Geelong 2 goals away. Had they got that second one?
Yeah, might have been enough.
Yeah.
Well, they just went too safe there. They got out to a 19-point lead with Caddy, and there was still a good 10-15 minutes to go, and you caught a goodie. They just kept going around the boundary line. They went too safe. They just needed to keep taking the game on because that's the kind of game style that gets them over the line, not playing it safe around the boundary.
You got to admire Hawthorn, though. They were 20 points down, and to actually come back with all the history that's been between these two sides, that was true character there in that last quarter.
Yeah, it was.
When the game was there to be won, Hawthorn lifted that, and you're right, I reckon that the week off, it probably
That
did
got
come
them over
through.
the line.
It did.
Got them over the line. Geelong lost their run. You think about the third quarter with that goal that Barco featured in. He's run from defensive 50 to be an option going through the half-forward line and sets the goal up. Fair enough, there was contest in it, but that's run. They didn't have one runner like that in the last quarter. Not one. And it was all try and maintain the ball, kick, scrap it up. And if they were going to win that last quarter, in their mind, they were going to win it in the gymnasium.
I'll tell you what, there were some critical players for Hawthorn in that last quarter. I thought Bear going forward in the last quarter was sensational for him. Actually, almost a match-winning move. Mitchell around the ball had 11 clearances and 38 disposals. It was a fantastic night for him.
You watch it, he's shortening the Brownlow now, and they don't count this.
Happens all the time.
I tell you what, mate, I mean, I've got a lot of mates who are Cat supporters, we've got a lot of people who ring in. That was a bit close for comfort. Your club is bloody unbelievable. I honestly believe Hawthorn were going to win by 6 goals today. That was my best estimation. How this club, the Cats, got to 20 points ahead. You know what? We talk about all the things, the structures, the players at their disposal, the ins, the outs. But the intangibles, Moons, the will in that group of players is phenomenal.
Yes.
That's what got them into this game, 20 points ahead, and almost, with Varco's missed shot, forces a time on.
Yeah. But I tell you, looking from a Hawthorn point of view, like I said, 19 points down. In years gone by, that probably would have been enough. In those 11 games beforehand, that would have been enough, because Geelong would have just found a way. But after so many heartaches, and after last year's head, I'll tell you now, I know you never lost the grand final, did you, Goo? The hurt that pushes you through these kind of periods when you've lost the year before, you cannot underestimate it.
Yeah, there's a bit of feedback coming through on the SMS.
What do you got on your SMS or ours?
Yeah, probably on ours, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah.
All right, we just
Have a look at that.
Deep breath here. The Hawks players are spreading all over the ground here and just soaking up the moment with their fans. They'll no doubt be turning their attention quickly to next week if they can, but they have to enjoy this because they've broken the curse, the so-called curse. They've beaten Geelong after 12 attempts, and they're into another grand final and will play at Sydney or Fremantle. Paul Chapman, we get a view of him on the Chemist Warehouse replay.
Inside 50s on the ERM Business Energy stat sheet. Now, it's such a close game. The discrepancy, 60